Hey there! Welcome to
Oh, wow, that scared us.
welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits here at the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. And yet another beautiful day in Santa Cruz. Oh, the whole week. Good time today. We helped some people out. Emma was more helpful than I.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah, I mean, I helped a kid change a tire, and you helped him with the hard parts.
No, I mean, you helped him get upset and made him cry.
I did not. Though, you know what? I'm so excited, Jim.
It's pretty normal, though.
Yes. I was going to say that is normal life.
Par for the course right there.
I finally got to pull out the Baja No Pinch tool and used it to put a tire on.
Did you really?
Hey everyone, this is Liza, and joining me in the studio tonight, running the board, it's Stumpy John.
Hey, everybody. And yeah, I'm thinking about buying another motorcycle right now.
He's out of control. He's out of control. This is why we need the buddy system, right? The buddy system.
Yeah, to help him pick out the color.
All my buddies just say, get the bike.
No. Yeah. And let's see, joining us from his garage full of scooters in sunny Oregon, it's Bagel.
All I want to do was zoom, 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 and a boom, boom.
And shake your rump.
And you're on Zoom, so that's great.
I know. I love that he's able to still stay with us.
Yes.
What's
Yes,
the weather like in Oregon land these days, Bagler?
It's been actually lovely. We've gotten up to about 60 the past few days.
Oh, cool, blimey, break out the thong underwear.
Yeah,
60
we've had
degrees.
some sunshine.
God
Yeah,
almighty.
there hasn't
up,
been
buns
water
up.
falling from the sky, at least not all day.
Sounds tropical.
Yes,
think-
almost.
And of course you recognize that voice. That would be the voice of the lovely Miss Emma.
Aloha, darlings. It is I, Emma.
Yes, it is.
That's nobody else, you know.
In all your glory. I think you bought and sold a car today.
Yeah, I think I bought and sold a car, and I'm getting rid of yet another bargain from Mototown.
What? What?
Yes.
What are you getting rid of?
No, it's the bike that John wants to buy. He's stuck in my workshop right now.
No, he can't buy that.
Yeah, he's gonna.
No, he's
I'm
not.
gonna make him.
We got the buddy system. I already said you can't buy that bike. No. No. I'm trying to help him out, as we all should. But hey, if you want to open it up to discussion, John, let's see what the group says. We can do that. But let's get to who else is on the classy girl couch. Classing it up. It's Arlette
Hello.
and her birthday weekend.
Oh, happy
yeah.
birthday.
Ah, happy
Well
birthday.
done.
Arlette, I won't tell you again. It is not hello. It is bonjour tout le monde.
Salut tout le monde. What? It's informal, this group.
Well, I know, but
Parlez-vous a humma?
humma. Or
That's
humma.
Cheech and Chong. You don't remember that?
Yeah. I thought it's some of the Spanish you learned from your workers.
Yes, that I.
Yeah, they teach you
that
good stuff.
aside.
And of course, that would be the dulcet tones of Naked Jim.
Hey, what's up? Pack your trash. Don't be a kook. There you go.
And a blast from the past.
Oh, yes.
Bagel, I don't know if you realized who's with us. It's Henry.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Hey, Henry.
it's that Henry. Yeah, I know. Henry, good to have you back.
Look how happy Bagel
I know,
is
he's
to
all
hear
smiley,
the
look at
voice. Yes.
I am, but I can't hear Henry. Is he coming through?
Ah.
I hear.
Yes.
You hear him okay? Okay. Maybe it's just me.
He didn't have a very good breakfast, Bagel, so...
Bagel's looking like a lovely Kris Kringle, like the young Santa Claus, with the beard and the rosy cheeks.
Well,
I think he
Scooter
looked great.
Claus.
Scooter Claus. Yes.
Hey, John, if he can't hear him, make sure that Henry's track has got all the
Very
same
handsome.
buttons pressed as everyone else's.
Yeah, press Henry's buttons,
It's
John.
possible
He's
not
over there
sending-
painting his knob. I'm not going to press his button.
You're the only one that press my button.
Is that a promise?
Oh, my gosh. Bagel, can you hear him yet?
Testing.
Not yet.
Oh, dear.
All right. Well, I may have to
We're
get
going to
you-
interpret for you, Bagel.
Do American Sign Language.
Okay.
Numero uno.
I'm rusty, but I'll try to keep up.
Let's get to some ride reports. Jim, you just did a big adventure, and I know you love to go out to the desert. I think this is something that a lot of us don't really relate to. Like, you really love the sand and the desolateness and the potential of like really getting into a sticky situation riding by yourself. You love it. And especially now with your new bike, your 450. So where'd you go and how many near-death experiences did you have?
Yes. Yes and yes. So I've been fortunate. I've been doing some adventuring over the last about a month or 5 weeks. I've got about 1,000 miles on the 450 now. About ready for the next oil change. Doing that about 500 or 600 miles. But I've had some good trips, so desert season's in full effect. And I did want to mention a couple of weeks ago, I went to a place called Jawbone Canyon. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It is a gem of a riding place. It's near Ridgecrest. It's at the southern tip of the Sierra Nevada mountains where it meets the Mojave Desert. And it was a gem of a place. And I just want to give a shout out to that area. There's also a state park there called Red Rock Canyon State Park. And there's a few of those around. You've been there?
Red Rock Canyon is amazing.
Okay, so you've seen it. And and it really is cool. So I spent a couple of days, 3 days in camping and riding out there about 3 weeks ago. And I highly recommend it. It's everything from high desert riding, a lot of sand, but whatever, desert. Beautiful landscape, Joshua trees. But the cool thing is you can loop up to the north. And I went from about 2,300 feet or 2,200 feet in the desert up to above 4,000 feet as you enter into the Sierra Nevada mountains. And then so you're riding from sand and Joshua trees up into big Jeffrey pines and things like that. So that was kind of a big loop. That was cool. But it's an OHV area, a lot of it. And I want to give a shout out to the Friends of Jawbone Canyon. It's like an OHV area, but it's massive scale. But they have a visitor center, like a ranger center, which was great. So I stopped and shout out to them.
Do they have stuffed animals in there? I love nature centers.
I think they might.
Animals.
Yeah. I know at Ocotillo Wells, you could get, you would love this game. They had 2 games at Ocotillo Wells, which is in the same area. I rode over there too. It was flip up. There was what was alive in the desert now, lizards and snakes and scorpions. And you could flip up the picture and get the thing. But they had guess the poop. And there had to have been 20 or 30 different poops. This kid was like on number 15. She's like, that one actually doesn't have a sphincter. That's how you can tell.
Wait, what doesn't have a sphincter?
I didn't listen too hard.
Oh, lizards.
Lizards don't have
those are
sphincters? They poop out of their eyes, or what do they do?
No, they have a slit.
They spit it at you. So the visitor center, there was a guy there that was a little curmudgeon-y, but very helpful. And again, I encourage people to stop and talk to people, because after I chatted with him a little bit, he's like, well, here's a map. And they have their own map of the area, this Friends of Jawbone Canyon. He gave me a big garbage bag. He's like, how long are you out for? And I'm like, like 4 days. He's like, here's a big garbage bag. And he turned out to be extremely helpful. The other couple of nice things about this Jawbone place, or a few nice things, is they just paved a road that goes deep into the place. So it's easy access. You're not going down this beat-up washboard road for like 10 miles or 20 miles, to get somewhere. So it's very accessible. But once you're out there, you see some people, but you still feel pretty remote. You see a lot of stars. Again, really sandy riding, but that's all right. It was scenic, very beautiful, a lot of crazy mineral stuff. But what I liked about Jawbone, again, is it was really well marked. And I appreciate well-marked trails more and more.
Especially in the desert.
Especially in the desert. Because after that trip, and it was great riding, as much hill climb as you want to bite off. And it's amazing what good riders, what they can do on hill climbs. Just wild, these hill climbs, forever and ever. But to watch people do it, it was really neat.
And did you have any situations with maybe running out of gas in the desert?
No, that was the trip I'm about to tell you about, which is why I appreciate well-marked trails, among other things. So after that trip, came back and then just made another trip for a full week down to the desert again, but this time further south. So this is an area that's west of the Salton Sea, east of San Diego, a couple areas called Ocotillo Wells, Borrego Springs, and Anza Borrego State Park. It's all, again, amazing, beautiful desert. And, I love the desert. Really, Liza, it's as much as the sense of adventure, I think, right? And I think that's what dual sports and dirt bikes give us. And it's just, where do you find it in this time of year, So that's kind of why I like it. But in the desert, it's beautiful and fascinating. If I wasn't on a motorcycle, it would not have near the allure that it would otherwise. Because I see people walking or four-wheeling, and it just doesn't look as fun. So Went down to Borrego Springs, which is in that area. I highly recommend to stay in Borrego Springs. It looks like a little town in the desert, which it is, but there's wonderful little restaurants you can find and access to great riding. And some people may remember or know of Borrego Springs because there's big metal art objects in the desert. Have you ever seen those?
I've seen, it's on my list to see, but I've seen a lot of photos. They look amazing.
It's trippy. There's this artist, I can't remember his name, but that did all these big, huge metal sculptures. The cool thing, and they're animals, so it's basically like you're on wild safari because they're off in the desert, but it's accessible by car or motorcycle, right? And there's everything from dinosaurs to elephants to saber-toothed dogs to sloths to a giant dragon that probably, 300 yards long, and it goes and it loops in and out of the desert like a serpent, and actually the road bisects it, which is kind of cool. And the cool thing about the metal work, it lasts out there. You can hang on it and climb on it. You probably shouldn't, but it's all riveted, no welds. It's all hand-riveted, hand-shaped metal. It's fascinating to see. So that's part of Anza Borrego, and it's just beautiful desert riding. So we got to Anza Borrego, a killer Airbnb. If anyone wants a killer Airbnb there, I've got the place.
Oh, yeah, you told me about it.
It was an old mid-century horse stable where the guy raced thoroughbred horses. So funky old brick house, really cool shade porches that have been closed off, hot tub, fire pit, like little light bulbs at night. It was really fun.
Hot tub in the desert at night in winter is one of the best things in the world.
So much, yes. Yeah, so so coffee in the morning and then at the end of the day. So got there, I think it was on Saturday. So the next morning, all excited to ride. But we'd had a few, a wee dram or two the night before. So anyway, head out the ride through Anza Borrego State Park, which is, in that area. And it was what I had mapped out on the Gaia app and on maps and stuff and all the Googles, was about a 70-mile loop from where I was staying. Down to the park, about 30 miles on slabbing to get there, and then a bunch through the desert and canyons and stuff like that, and then back on the road to loop out. So I got the stock gas tank, which I figure I can go about, it holds 2 gallons of gas. I get between 40 and 45 miles to the gallon. So I figure, okay, 70-mile loop, that gives me 10 or 15 miles of maybe range to play with. Anyway, so I take off, and it was very demanding riding. In the sense that it was a lot of long, sandy washboard, but for miles, 3 miles of it. And when it stopped being that, it would just be deep sand, just deep, coarse, shaly sand. So battling through that. So anyway, I'm going and I have paper maps that I'd gotten from the thing and the apps on the phone. And, one thing I'll say is you don't know anything's a loop for sure until you actually do the loop yourself one time. Up until that point, it's just you're going straight in line. So I was aware of gas the whole time, and I thought I had enough. So anyway, I get down to the point of no return. I get a little lost a couple of times, but nothing crazy, maybe a mile up. Oh, this is what I was going to say. There were no markings down at Anza Borrego. If you go to Anza Borrego, bring a paper map and some GPS stuff if you have it, because there are no markings. And I got lost probably this time, not lost, but took the wrong trail 3 times. And I went about a mile or 2 before I realized it. Because I didn't see any other track. And this is a big, wide wash. And
so my question to you, Jim, when that happens, you're in the middle of nowhere. How do you figure you're on the wrong trail? I mean, how does 1 mile not become 20 miles?
You just have to be thoughtful. I have little triggers in my mind. One of them is my mouth gets dry. Right. I take a sip of water and I start breathing through my nose. I close my mouth and I breathe through my nose. Other things is after when that happens, I'll be like, I should probably check a map too. So I just try, the further out I get, the more frequent I try to just stop and rest, because checking a map gives you a chance to rest. Or if I get an arm pump or something going, I'll stop and look at a map. And I'll tell you, the Gaia app that I have on the phone works pretty good. I was in some canyons and stuff, and for the most part, it got me, I'd say, within 30 or 60 feet of where I was supposed to be. So there was one time, I'll get to that. So you check the map a lot, but then you're like, oh shit, I'm up this, I didn't even know there was another road. And then you go back and you see it and you're like, okay, there you go. So I got to the point of no return. I'm like, okay, I can either turn around and go back the way I came because I don't know where I'm at, or I can just keep going. And the riding wasn't terribly difficult. It was just kind of, demanding in that sense. It wasn't hard technical wise. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go for it. Because I think I'm coming off this high from Jawbone. I'm feeling good. The bike's running great. I'm feeling pretty good. I think I was a little more tired than I realized. I could have had, based on the night before and not eating maybe more. I was hydrating okay. So anyway, I keep going, and then after I'm about maybe 2/3 of the way through the ride, I start heading back up out, and it starts getting hard. So so hard and rocky, hard and loose, but a lot of you're climbing up now. So I should have turned around. I think I was already past the point of no return, but there was a truck out there, and this guy was turning around. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "That looks too hard. We're not going to do it." And it was a hard, rocky uphill. And I saw a line where I could go and kind of go around the harder part. So I went for it, got stuck halfway, and I'm like, "Fuck!" So he actually gave me a shove because he said, "I looked up further, and it's okay. You'll be fine." So I ended up having to run the bike, under power using the clutch. I was standing on the ground beside it and just kind of walk it up this hill under power. Because if I rode it, I was either going to loop it or the back end would slide out and I'd go flying down the hill. So I get up that. He's all later, and I'm all, hey. And so at this point, I'm like, hey, you don't happen to have any extra gas, do you? And he's like, no. He goes, but I'll be, if I see you later and you need to ride out. I'm like, cool. Because I still thought I could make it out. Well, a couple more technical rocky sections. I fell over one time. It was like an uphill kind of a V rut going up, and it was just hard rock on both sides, but it wasn't terrible. And I think this is where I started getting tired, like needed calories, getting tired. So I'm a couple hours in, and halfway up, just kind of started to lose the front end, started to stand up, and I kind of fell over to the right. And luckily, it was a V wedge, and the bike wasn't on top of me. It was kind of the handlebar was on a rock, the muffler was on a rock. And I was able to get out underneath and push it up. And I'm like, that's where I just got lucky. Because I could have fallen and broken a leg right
You
there.
had your spot on, right?
Yeah, so I'm wearing full dirt bike gear, Tech 7 boots and armor jacket, all the stuff. But yeah, it's not going to stop. And I do have my spot, so I do think through these things. I try not to be utterly foolish. But that's one where I was like, okay, I got away with one there. I should have turned around there, but I didn't because I'm like, okay, if I get it up this, maybe. Never think it's going to get easier. I've done that mistake so many times. Like, if I can just get up here, it'll be easier. Yeah. So I got up there, and it was easier for like another mile or two. And then I made this U-turn up to the hill, and I looked, and I was just like, oh, no. And little did I know that I had found Heart Attack Hill. That most people approach, and I was going up it, most people come down in rock crawlers. Well, at first, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I just can't, right? I know that's not going to happen. So I'm talking to these guys, and the one guy's like, what the fuck are you doing out here by yourself? And I said, yeah. And so I turned around there, and I just had to resolve. I'm like, and then I looked on my map, and I'm like, I'm actually off the trail a little bit. I got to go down another mile or so and maybe make a left, and I can still make it out. And this was another good learning lesson. So I get the bike turned around, talk to these guys for a bit, try to find another route. Anyway, go back down about a mile and a half, found where I wanted to go, and go up the trail, and boom, U.S. Natural Resources, whatever, fences up. So they had fenced that area off at some point in the past for motor vehicles traffic. So that was actually the one I wanted to go up, and that was shut off. So I went the wrong way, came back, that was closed. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, I just got to go back. And I had, a little over half a tank of gas. Well, I probably had maybe a gallon of gas, enough to go 20.
Still water?
I still was good on water. Okay. I know not to fuck up on that. I probably could have brought a big sandwich in a plastic bag. That would have been a good idea. So not to belabor the story, but I knew if I could get close enough out, I'd start running into ATV dudes because it is the desert, and you'll run it. Well, the funniest thing, though, is I would, so as I'm going, I just stopped. There'd be a guy in a Jeep. Hey, I'm an idiot, but do you have any gas? And nope, no gas, but I'll be, if you're out here in a few hours, I'll be coming back. I'll pick you up.
There was an UFC fighter. I think it was Evan Tanner. Badass dude, ripped, great shape. They found him dead by his ATV out in the desert, had run out of gas and water. Yeah. Died out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
John and I have talked about this.
It's no joke.
It's no joke. And it was, it was a good learning experience. But anyway, I'll tell you how it wrapped up. So I knew if I got out. So what I didn't realize is all those people with Jeeps and the gas cans on the back, none of those fuckers have gas in the gas can. They're all like, no, I don't have any gas in the back.
Or they don't want to give it to you.
Yeah. Why had that happen?
That's probably
too.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dudes at Heart Attack Hill were like, yeah, no, sorry. But anyway, eventually, yeah. But you know what I learned? Like I've tried to get my kit sorted out for what I bring. So I've got the InReach Mini, this, that thing, which is great. It's also for location finding, and I send messages with it. But I bring a pair of walking shoes, and I'm like, fuck it. If I got to walk, 7 miles or 12 miles, I'm not gonna dirt bike boots. Fuck that. So I bring a hat and walking shoes. So worst case scenario, I'd park the bike. And I'd just start hoofing it. And I'd probably run into somebody eventually, and I had water, I had my shoes and a hat. So I figured worst case. So the main thing for me is I was getting exhausted. This sand kicks the shit out of you. So I was getting really tired, and now I'm like, just don't get hurt. You don't have a bad day, get hurt now. And so I took it just, but in the sand, you still got to ride aggressively because if you don't, you get really tired. So you're still kind of humming along. But it was okay. And eventually I got out, asked a few more people that didn't have gas. And I finally made it out to kind of this area where there were a bunch of people.
You're like a desert panhandler.
I totally was. I was that guy. I even told people, I said, hey, I'm that guy. Don't be that guy. But it was a great, I got acknowledged. I got away with a couple there. It could have been a lot worse, and I got acknowledged. I pushed it a little bit. And just, understand, really understand where you're riding and all that kind of stuff. But it worked out okay. But it could have not have.
So Rotopack fuel?
Well, there have two choices. A, put a bigger fuel tank on, which is a great option. Like I was talking, I may want to do the LA to Barstow to Vegas next year. And I think you have to for that. The other option is just limit the distance you're riding. And I'm tempted just to leave the stock tank on it.
I mean, I needed to have my gas with me this weekend too. I had a similar situation.
Right.
Death wasn't an option, however, but it made me think, I need to get my fuel cell back on the bike.
Yeah, I go back and forth on it because it's more weight, that kind of a thing. And then it's almost like you limit what you're going to take on. Like I said, if I'm going to do LA to Barstow, you really have no choice. But do I really need to ride more than 70 or 80 miles of dirt, in a day? Not that much, at least at this point in my experience, to change out the stock fuel tank.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you made it out?
Yeah. So.
Well, obviously he's sitting
I'm
there.
sitting here.
No, he didn't. He died.
Yeah. So
the ghost right now.
Eventually found some dudes that were, it goes to show everybody is so nice. When if you're just nice to
Except
people.
when you
and
ask them
stuff.
for gas, and then they say
Yeah,
no.
then they get a little cagey. But well, approaching anybody in the desert, I'm a little wary. But that's why I put little American flags on all my shit. But yeah, some dudes were airing up after coming out of the desert. They had like a toy hauler and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, hey, buy you guys dinner, whatever. And they're like, no, take what you need. So I put in like half a gallon. And they're like, top it off. They were super generous. And I tried to slip them like a 20 for dinner. And they're like, nah, don't worry about it. So, so then rode, slabbed it back out. My ass was killing me. And made it back and was pretty wiped out. I was with my girl and she was just like, dude, you're like, I was telling her stuff like a couple of times in a row and she didn't realize how kind of fucked up, like how drained I was for a little while. So, but made it back okay. Bike did great. Bike is just a beast, in the sand. I dumped it pretty hard on the rocks and, it came out great. Starts right up.
Well, I had a pretty similar experience.
Did you?
Yeah, well, the whole gas thing and the anxiety that gives you.
Me
Dude,
too.
it's exhausting.
Yeah. Arlette's did not work out as well. So yesterday, John and I took the bikes out. I took the 690 Enduro. He took the KLR 650.
Yep.
And we decided to go out to Hollister Hills. Normally, when you go there, you would ride a smaller bike. But for me, the 690 Enduro is my dirt bike. You remember, Jim, I didn't like the 250. It was just too squirrely.
It's just too small. Yeah,
It's
just
too
all the
small.
way, all the which ways.
No, and I discovered on the 690 Enduro, which you would think, like I was afraid it'd be too much power, but what I found, I think you're discovering the same. When it's geared, you can just chug it along. It becomes a tractor, whereas the 250 didn't. It was just like, no, it was nimble.
Yeah, nothing like stabbing it into first on a hill climb on a 250.
Yeah,
right? As opposed to just
tractoring the second gear and just bop, 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 going up a hill, which I really liked. But yeah, and it was amazing. Both John and I had people commenting to us about, wow, you're riding those big bikes on the trails?
Is that because you're so old?
Yeah,
That could be, yeah. I had 3 people actually say something to me.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm like, I didn't think my 690 looks unwieldy, but he had the KLR, and we went and did a bunch of the trails. Went up to did the Wrens and a high road, which you go up past the MRSA pond, as I refer to.
That's right. Killed the KLX.
Where
I
you
think.
kill the KLX. Yeah,
The demise of the KLX.
and it was good dirt, good weather.
Yeah.
Just a good time. And
Great time of year.
Great time. And we came down to get a drink, and I was like, let's go to Fremont, which is an hour away, and go look at mini bikes. Which then ended up, we're getting closer. We're about 45 minutes away, like in San Jose. I'm like, hey, let's go to King Egg Roll instead and get Chinese food.
Good
Like,
call.
okay. But
Is that the Fremont one? That Fremont one's good.
no,
No, we
this
did
is in
San
San
Jose.
Jose.
San Jose.
But what I love about these bikes is that you can go ride dirt tracks and then hop on a freeway and go ride a pretty good distance. That to me is a true adventure, right? You can go anywhere, do anything.
Dual sport, that's like, people love their just pure dirt bikes. And I get it. There's so much
Yeah.
more high performance, which is fun. But it's like dual sports open just so many more doors for you.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, there was not a single moment in the dirt that freaked me out as much as doing 72 miles an hour on the freeway with skinny wheels and knobbies and no windshield. And every now and then the bike just gets these little wobbles. I'm like, yeah. John, you had some pucker moments on the trails.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you're going downhill in kind of loose sand and rocks. So that's probably the biggest pucker. But I felt probably the best on the KLR yesterday than I have in a long, long time. So it was a fun day. But yeah, this it's coming down because you're way up a couple thousand feet and then sort of coming down and sliding down those hills on a big bike like a KLR is a little bit.
Which has a turn and a drop off.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no run out.
Yeah. Yeah. If you run out, you run down and,
Over.
over. So yeah, it was great.
Does the 690 have a 21-inch front wheel?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes all the difference for sure.
And
Yeah,
at one
it does.
point, because we're on comms, and John's like, "So what's your top speed on your bike?" Because I was like, "I'm gonna stay in the right lane." I'm like it feels okay at like 68. If you do like 72, it's got like a vibration that's not pleasant. And he's like, "Well, my bike can do what 85? What'd you say?
It can do 80.
80?" And I'm like, "I don't want to know what mine can do." But I was like, I don't know, let me see. And I just found when I'm up doing like 70, it's in the power band. So when I just throttled a little bit, it went, I just started shaking. And I'm like, took off like a rocket, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And this is, I remember riding the 690 at AMA Vintage Days years ago. And I'm like, oh my God. That's exactly what it is. I describe it as a Jack Russell Terrier that saw a squirrel. That's what it becomes. And it's like, oh, I don't know how fast that bike can go. I don't want to know.
Your Super Duke was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. But I do want to say it was a great ride, and I feel like I'm back. Because at no moment did I have any hesitation
Yeah, you seem
or
like you're in the
insecurity
groove the whole time.
on the bike.
Yeah.
In the dirt, on the pavement, I felt good. Like the tires felt good. And I think, John, you said that you felt better than usual because he aired down more than he usually does.
Yeah, I screwed up and I aired down to like 11 PSI, which usually I run under like 16, 18 in the dirt. And I was a little like, I don't want to, but the KLR doesn't have so much power where you're going to spin the wheel,
I was like, well, on
'Cause there's no
a
wheel
lighter
locks on
bike, I know you can get down to like 8. So I figured like 12 you could do.
But
in
it
the
felt,
dirt, right?
it
yeah.
felt planted.
Just watch for the rocks. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best I felt in the dirt. It was hooking up really well. And
low PSI is bitching.
oh yeah,
It's
Nice.
it's amazing. It really is. I was glad because I was actually going to make a suggestion, but you might throw something at me. But I'm glad to hear. I don't think I have to now because your dirt bike's back. I was going to say you may want to consider, just because of your circumstance, like 4-wheel drive stuff if you want to access the wild. But now that you're back on your dirt bike,
No, it felt good. I mean, we weren't doing anything crazy.
it was single track though.
There was some single track, and there's some sketchy loose parts and uphills and downhills, but no, I felt good throughout, and I really felt like that bike helped me through it. Boy, that is a good bike. It was a very
KTM
good
make a
bike.
very good
It was a
product.
very good bike. It gave me a lot of confidence.
well, maybe you throw some tender TLC on it and make that your proper dirt bike.
It is my proper dirt bike.
Well, maybe lube the chain, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had a good time. But Arlette, you did not fare so well. Oh, wait, I didn't tell you the fuel thing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the fuel thing.
So the fuel thing, we were like, we should gas up. I'm like, I think I'll make it. So the way the KTMs work, and maybe you're more familiar with this, Emma, the KTMs don't have a fuel gauge, but
No.
they have a low fuel light that comes on.
Sometimes.
And then what happens is when the low fuel light comes on, a counter starts counting up.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing ever. You were counting those numbers off. I'm like, what does
So
this mean?
on my 990, I remember this happening, and I never knew how high it could go, but I think for some reason I had the number like 18 or 28. Like this is how many miles you could go after it hits low. And I nearly did that when I did that whole Death Valley.
Is that when you were drifting?
No, but so this one I'm like, okay, I don't know what number, but the numbers start going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, this is not miles. What the hell is going on? We are now on 17, and we are past the point of no return of a gas station. Like, I'm just past the last exit, and my low light comes on. Now I have to go over a mountain, and these numbers are ticking off. Going in 1 mile, I think it got up to like number 21 or something. And I'm like, oh shit. I think I can only go up to 28. I don't know. So now this number just keeps climbing. 34. I'm counting him off to him. 49. Yeah. 55. I'm like, oh shit, we still have like 5 miles to go uphill. And I'm like freaking out. And this is giving me nothing but anxiety. And finally make the summit, and now it's downhill, but I'm not carrying enough speed by just coasting in traffic. So I have to still be on the throttle. 79.
Yeah.
80. I'm like, fuck.
What's the record?
Fuck,
What's the record?
I don't know. But I'm like,
High
this
score,
is freaking
Liza.
me
High
out.
score.
99.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
oh my God. Oh my, here comes the exit for Scotts Valley. I can get gas here. Oh my gosh. I get off on the exit and it's up to 102.
Bitchin'.
I
Did you get your name on the scoreboard on the screen?
no idea what this number means, but it just gave me great anxiety. And so today at the garage, I was mentioning that to Charlie and Micah and other people. I'm like, this is a fucked up system. It only gives you anxiety. It gives you no helpful information. And Micah's the one who came up with maybe it's decimal point, maybe it's tenths of a mile. Well, it's not on my 990, I don't think. But on this one, I looked it up, and it's tenths of a mile that you've gone. Oh. And you need to know
So you've
how
gone
far...
107 tenths?
Yeah. So you
Wait,
need to know how far you can go after the light comes on.
Yeah.
They don't tell you. You need to figure that out.
It's like a
And then
game you
it's
would make
counting
up.
for you in tenths. I'm like, this is a terrible system.
Yeah. What else? I agree, though, that nothing sucks the fun out of a ride of the looming knowledge of you are going to run out of gas.
That's the truth.
So that was my experience. Arlette, what was your experience?
Oh.
Funny you should mention KTMs and gas gauges. I was coming back up from Santa Barbara on the 390 Duke, and it was a stretch of 101 that between gas stations, they're far apart. You get used to it on the 5, but it's just nothing. And so I'm just
And it
tooling
can be windy, too.
Yeah, and cold.
Yes.
And so I'm tooling along, and then the fuel light comes on, and mine counts down. It says 24 miles.
Yours count. That makes more sense.
But
I like that.
But I've had it like in town, been stuck on 6 for miles, and I'm just like, I hadn't been on the highway on a long haul when the fuel light came on, so I'm just like, okay, so I know it's 25-ish, and I don't think there's a lot of gas stations nearby, and apparently I missed one because on one, like, if you're on 5, it's like middle of nowhere, and so the gas stations, you can see them for a ways, but like out on 101, it's like take that one exit and then go 2 miles down the farm road, and then there's a gas station that might or might not be open, and
Hidden
so
by some trees or something.
yeah. And so at some point I realized that I had passed one and I could go back, but that would be about the same distance. Like doubling back wasn't any closer than getting to King City. And so I'm just looking at it, and the gauge is just, it went 24, and then it just read 24 for a while I sweated. And then I went to 16, and I was like, really? All right. Because like King City's 7 miles away, and I'm just coming up and trying to not go too fast, trying to conserve as much as I can, but it's a fucking 390.
Did you ever get to the point where you tried not to look at it because it didn't matter?
Yeah.
And see if that would help?
Once I realized that I couldn't double back, and I was like, well, I'm in.
Yeah.
There's just no, otherwise, I'm not going to worry about it because then I'll be worrying and in trouble, and I'll just deal with the trouble when it gets here. So I'm coming up a ramp, and it just goes, and I'm like, pull onto the shoulder, and it was one of those stretches where everyone's doing 70 and it was just at sunset, and so I pull over and I'm like, maybe, and I'm like trying to rock the tank because there's no reserve, so I'm like going, maybe if I just try and slosh it, and then it starts and dies again. I'm like, well, crap. And so I call roadside assistance, and they're like, all right, we'll send someone out. But the problem, if you go with roadside assistance through like your insurance provider, they're just going to look up a local towing company and send them out to you, and then let you know
Is your gas gas feed? It's just on one side, right, Emma, on this bike? So
Yeah.
sloshing doesn't work as well as lay it down on its side.
That's what I've heard with the secret Caleb. But I also had all my camping gear and stuff on the back.
Okay, yeah, you're not getting it back up.
And and it's like it was just not that wide a shoulder and like 70-mile-an-hour traffic with trucks going by. So I don't want to do a lot of experimenting, like because I was watching every trailer go by with one wheel kind of coming over the white line. I'm like, I'm just going to stay back here, and I had all my camping gear since it was cold. But like, so, call roadside assistance. They say they're going to dispatch someone. I have crappy cell phone service. So they text me a link so you can add your location, but I can barely load the thing. And if I'd had a little more signal, I would have just Googled a towing company and called them myself, because the problem with the, like when you get the call center person trying to get your call and they're like, hey, so what's your location? 7 miles south of King City. Oh, can you look around and see a road sign or an exit? No. Well, can you look on your map? It isn't there. Like I had to get into a second app to find the name of the town that wasn't on the first one. And so like you're on the side of the highway, trucks barreling by, and they're giving you the like I ran out of gas downtown directions, and I'm like, you don't understand. Every time there's a break in traffic, I can see the Milky Way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's dark.
Yeah, like 7 miles south of King City is actually pretty good. And what's like they finally they didn't get a referred. I had to call back, and they like scrambled to send someone. He calls me, and it was the local towing company. So I'm like, yeah, so I'm here, and it's 7 miles south of King City on northbound 101. He's like, cool, be there in 10. It took him a little longer because he was looking for hazards, and I don't have them on the bike. And so at some point I saw a tow truck pass me, and I was like, because it's like this tiny black bike on this
you're
empty
not even
highway.
like a safety cone out there.
Yeah, nothing. I had my helmet with all the retroreflective stickers pointing out, but like it's a little bike and fast moving traffic. But finally, and it's getting colder, and I'm putting on my layers and swearing. And finally, the guy, tow truck rolls up, because he called me at some point. He was like, can you just text me your location? Like, pull it up on your GPS? I'm like, yes. And he was there within 10 minutes after that. Hops down with a gas can, pours in a couple gallons of gas, and I was on my way. It was just 2 hours of waiting in the cold and a 5-minute stop. And then I was just, it was annoying, but the nice part and frustrating part was finally get the gas in, fires right up, and tank is the gauge is reading full, and it was literally 15 minutes to a hotel. Because at some point an hour in, I'm like, now I'm just bored and cold and angry. I don't want to ride the rest of the way home. I'm getting a motel room, so I booked it. And 15 minutes to the hotel door after just, and so yeah, it's frustrating because people keep trying to give me advice, and I'm like, I know how to do this.
Right.
And so every time people are like, but what if you, I'm like, so the closest gas station was actually 5 miles away. So every method you come up with would have had a range of error that wouldn't have been any more accurate than 5 miles. I almost did it. I almost got away with it.
Sometimes you just run out of gas.
Yeah.
And as bizarre as it sounds, I mean, here we are in the 21st century in coastal California. 101 is a very busy road. But that stretch, when you go through Paso Robles, and then you go past X-Line Road, which is where all the wrecking yards are, there is nothing.
It gets quiet. And
between X-Line and all the way to King City. There used to be a gas station halfway, really old school gas station. And it's closed down now. So there literally is nothing. And if you get stuck out there,
it's our human error again. Like the gauges on the Honda, right? I don't have a fuel like a traditional fuel gauge. I don't have a tachometer. It's all fuel, trip meter,
right?
Then miles per gallon, what you're getting miles per gallon, and then how much fuel you've used.
Yeah.
So even though, and so I know, I knew pretty much exactly where I was going to run out of gas, or I would have. Based on that, and I still was going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all make a good argument for carrying those bottles of gas.
Well, it depends. I mean, because that'll get you, a liter of gas will get you how far? 5 miles?
It saved my ass.
5 miles would have been plenty.
Yeah.
It saved my ass in the desert.
Where I was at, I've been I could light my bike on fire and send up a signal.
And that's actually a valid point on a motorcycle, because you always tend to think of gas in terms of gallons. And you're like, yeah, friggin' gallon, it's a big clunky thing. But if you're talking just in terms of a litre, That's like a large thermos
Interesting.
size.
It can give
Yes.
you
Yeah.
another 10 miles.
And it can
that
it
be
can
the
really
difference.
get you
No,
out of
that
the
is
hole.
true.
You know, a liter is just really a large thermos.
Yeah, that's a
And
good point.
you
No,
can you can put a sealed thermos on a bike, and it's not going to smell of gas. It's not going to be a fire hazard because it's metal. It's sealed, and it's not going to take up any space, any weight.
Yeah.
And it might just get you.
And
It's
out.
like
Well,
probably like 2 pounds, right? It's not really that
Yeah.
Oh,
heavy.
not even that
and
much.
I'll say I'll rescind my comment because you're right. Let's say I did have to walk. Not walking that 10 miles would have saved my ass. So even if
Right.
just another 10 miles is
Right.
less 10
Right.
miles you got to figure out. So yeah, I'll go with that.
And oftentimes, here's the bonus. When you come up with Mr. recalcitrant four-wheel driver who says, I ain't got any gas, say, oh, come on, man.
Oh,
Just fill that up.
Yeah,
I was
You
gonna.
know,
that's true.
I was gonna say, or you could just be with some riding people who have bigger gas tanks than you, and if you get a piece of vinyl tubing down, just suck out some gas.
Yeah, I just happened to have this
Camelback?
siphon pump with me.
Camelback hose.
Oh, Camelback
That's what happened
hose.
with
That's
us
a
on
good
the
idea. I
vampire
thought about
ride
that.
because Jeremy ran out
Brilliant.
twice off his bike, so he had to siphon gas from me and
Yeah.
Charlie with the
Twice?
adventure bikes. Yeah, that motherfucker.
And for the record, by the way, the warning light gas gauge was reading 16 miles left when I ran out.
Oh,
that
That's-
happened to me as well.
Okay,
tough.
so yeah, KTM is not good at the low gas counter. It's worthless.
You know, it's funny. KTM and fuel, almost all of the KTMs with problems I encounter at the shop are always fueling problems. Always.
like pumps and injectors, or just
Pumps, blocked injectors, block lines, collapsing lines, weird pressure systems, just fuel stuff.
yeah, interesting.
It seems like they haven't quite got fuel. It's like Suzuki haven't quite got charging systems fixed yet, and KTM haven't quite got the fueling sorted yet.
So, are you guys ready for a game?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? So, I got a game. So, Henry, do you play video games?
I used to. I mean, yeah.
Okay, you might be good.
Porn doesn't
Hey,
count.
Emma, do you know much about locomotives?
Choo choo. It's a woman's right to choo choose.
Yeah.
I choose you.
And
Oh, thank you, darling.
Bagel, you know a
Yes.
thing or two about scooters, right?
I do.
All right. Well,
I see where this
Great
is going.
game.
so I don't know if you guys remember this game. It's been a while since we played it. I call it this, that, or the other. This is where I'm going to give you a name,
Yeah.
and it is either a video game, a locomotive, or a scooter, and you have to guess which category.
Oh, good.
it came
Are there
from.
teams, or are we just doing this
Well,
alone?
I'm going to go around the room
Wow.
one by one.
What are the categories again?
Video game, locomotive,
Okay.
or scooter.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start out. I'm going to start out easy.
Right.
John. I'm going to give you Big Boy.
Wow.
Is that a comment on my size, or
Nope. You just got to tell me if it's a video game,
I think
a
that's
scooter, or
I think it's-
locomotive.
I'm going with locomotive.
That is correct.
Well done.
Yeah, in fact, it is a steam locomotive.
Yeah,
on
world's
the Union
largest.
Pacific.
Yeah, Union Pacific big
Yeah,
boys.
yeah, yeah.
And they were big.
All right, let's go with Emma.
Hello, darling.
Let's go with Fury.
I'm going to go scooter.
That is a video game out of Australia.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure you're not thinking of furry?
Yeah. It's also a motorcycle.
Australia.
It's also a
Fists of
Honda,
furry.
but
Yeah.
It's like a badass scooter.
all
That was a
right.
car.
Well, no, people like naming, mild things, wild things, because then you feel better about them, you see.
Okay.
That's my excuse.
Arlette, let's go with Scorcher.
I'm going to say scooter just because I want that to be true.
No, that's a video game out of Denmark.
Jeez.
That was a curveball.
I know.
Liza, where are you pulling this trash from?
Or,
Denmark, apparently.
Yes.
or a level of heat for your curry.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes.
Choose
Fair
the
enough.
scorcher.
All right, Henry.
Shit.
Not the shocker.
Let's go with Beeline. Is that a video game, a locomotive, or a scooter? Beeline.
I'm going to say locomotive.
No, that is a scooter out of Austria.
Fuck.
Wow. we're very good
Wow.
at this.
All right, Jim.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Rabbit.
Ooh.
Oh, the rabbit.
I know this.
Oh, Locomotive. Hoping it's a tug.
No, it's Scooter from Japan. It was a brand of Fuji Heavy Industries.
Ooh, how do you say it in Japanese? Anyone know?
Rascally rabbit.
That's Elmer Fudd.
Rabichu.
Domo arigatou gozaimashita.
All right, Bagel.
Onegashimasu.
Yes.
Firefly.
Ooh. It's a TV show.
Firefly.
It's a good show.
I'm going to say video game.
No, it is a steam locomotive that runs in Europe.
No,
I had no idea.
I thought it was a video game out of like Cambodia. You know,
I thought it was a video game from the TV series or something.
All right, John. Starpoint Gemini.
I'm going to go video game.
Yeah, out of Croatia.
What? Yes.
Two, baby.
I think
Point
that's
for
a,
John.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
two
good
points.
name.
that's a bitchin' train name.
That would be an amazing, like,
Wait, I got the
scenic
first
route
one, too.
with
Oh,
viewing
totally
the
right.
car.
Yeah.
Emma got
All
one, too,
retro
so
or
we're-
whatever they call it.
Okay, you all keep your own score.
Steampunk.
All right, Emma.
Yeah.
Echo.
Well, I know there's a car. There's Toyota Echo.
But that's not one of the categories.
So I think, knowing that the Japanese manufacturers have already named a car an Echo, I'll try a scooter.
No, it's a video game in Denmark.
Wow,
Denmark again.
Danish video game.
Yeah.
those Danes.
I know.
They're great.
Okay, let's go with Arlette. Let's go with Hartford. 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 Emma's trying to give you an answer. She's
No,
giving you
I'm
the
not.
eyeball.
No, I think just
No
staring
clue.
blankly like the rest of us.
Like,
Hartford.
I'm going to mix it up and say Locomotive.
No, it's a scooter out of Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
Oh my!
There are so
Did
many.
you know that, Bagel?
I should have committed to
No,
the scooter
I-
thing.
So
I
many
would
of
have guessed
these.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So many of these are electric scooters.
Come on. On Bang Bong.
Yeah, exactly. All
That
right,
almost-
Henry.
Yes.
Arctic Cat.
Isn't that an ATV?
It's a snowmobile.
Yeah.
Arctic Cat. Is it a video game, a locomotive, or a scooter?
I'm going to say Locomotive.
No, it's a scooter.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why would you-
knows
Bagel knew that one.
great
It was
train
out of
name. I knew
the
that
good
one.
old USA.
What do you use an Arctic Cat for?
Bagel.
Riding around like you'd ride a scooter around.
Slaying dragons.
But do you ride it during... whatever.
All right, Jim.
Yes.
Bonsai Rabbit.
Oh, Onegashimasu. That's got to be a scooter.
No, that is a video game out of Australia.
It's going to be a scooter. And I'm going to ride it.
All right, John.
Do we do bagel?
Did I do a Bagel? Is it your
Bagel's
turn?
next, yeah.
no,
Okay.
it's the
my turn.
bagel.
Bagel, I'm going to give you Voith Maxima.
That's Star Wars shit.
Voith Maxima.
I'm gonna say that's a scooter.
No, that's a locomotive.
Oh,
In fact, it's the most
Okay.
powerful single-engine diesel hydraulic locomotive ever built.
Has anyone gotten any one of these right yet?
Diesel
And
hydraulic.
you
got
will
two.
notice that Liza used her speaking voice when
Voice.
she tweets about it.
All right, John.
wait, like a tiger.
She is tweet like a tiger.
Faja. You are
John,
my Faja.
you ready? Boom.
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 Zoom, zoom.
In a boom boom room.
Boom.
Scooter.
That's right, out of
Yeah.
Taiwan.
3 for 3, baby.
Sounds on fire.
Fire.
Oh. All right, Emma,
Yes.
let's go with Big Blow.
Big blow.
Big Blow.
Definitely a scooter.
Good lord. I mean, if it was a scooter.
Might be a squirter.
No, I'll try video game on that.
No, it's a locomotive.
Big blow.
Union Pacific is a gas turbine electric.
Woot.
Wow.
Ooh, I bet that thing moves.
There's probably a model of it in here somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
All right, you guys. Arlette. Ion. AEON. Ion.
What? Sorry. I'm going to say scooter.
Correct. Out of us. This
Yeah.
one is
Oh.
Taiwan.
On the board.
Taiwan, you're on the board.
I got
All right,
second place.
Henry.
Yes.
Dust Force.
Dust Force?
Dust Force.
I'm going to say video game for that one.
Roomba.
Out of Australia. That is correct.
Nice.
Henry's on the board. All right, Jim. Doodlebug.
New nickname.
Isn't he from Tribe
Jim
Called
would be a
Quest?
doodlebug.
Isn't that Tribe Called Quest? It's not a category. What are we doing? Sewing machines, sex toys, and Broadway?
Computer pass games. Video game locomotive.
Kitchen
Doodlebug.
Or
appliances.
scooter.
Doodlebug.
Doodlebug.
If it's made in Asia, it'll be a video game. Otherwise, a scooter. Also, if it's made in Asia, I will go scooter.
That is correct. It was made in the USA, 1946 to 1948.
No kidding. Where was it made?
It was a brand of the retailer Gamble's store chain.
Yeah, that was like a JCPenney kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Sounds
these goes-
adorable.
Let's see who's up. Bagel?
Yeah.
Let's see. That was Doodlebug. How about Doodle Jump?
Doodle Jump video game.
Soul
Wasn't she a
Train.
guest a while ago?
Out of Croatia. It is a video game.
All right.
Doodle jump.
Doodle Jump. All right,
My
John.
God.
Yeah.
Venus.
Scooter.
Wow, how does he do this?
He's looking at your paper.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
I'm
say.
not.
Hold your cards.
That was
Hold your
German,
cards.
1953 to 1955.
Do you know that one, Bagel?
Yes, that is a very obscure German scooter.
Are they good?
I have no idea. I've never seen one. I've only read about it in a book once.
All right, Emma.
Yes.
Fire King. Fire King. Video game, locomotive, or scooter?
Oh, try scooter.
It's a video game out of Australia.
Those Australians. Those Antipodeans.
All right, Arlette. Explorer.
I have to say this game is the most silence I've ever heard on this podcast.
We can change it.
It wasn't an invitation; it was just a comment.
I got your disruption.
I'm just gonna go scooter because it worked last time.
Yeah, it's an Asian scooter that's
Ooh.
branded in Germany.
Oh, you're catching it.
I think I have
Explorer.
2 points.
Wow. All
That's a lot
right.
of
Can we
points.
move motorcycles across the rails like is each
All right.
Like an
That's a good
abacus.
idea.
like
All
down at
right,
the boardwalk?
Henry.
Yes.
Royal Alloy.
Royal, that's a scooter.
That is correct.
Thanks, Phil.
Assembled in China and Thailand, but sold in the UK.
Royal Away.
And the
Royal
U.S.
Alloy. All right, let's see. Let's do one more. Wait, no, Jim and then Bagel. Okay. We've got just a couple.
I feel like I should just guess blind.
left.
Locomotive.
I'm gonna go with. All right, Jim. Wolf.
Video game.
Nope. It's a Asian manufactured scooter,
Scooter.
sold in the U.S. Previously called Gorilla Motorworks.
Ooh. The wolf. Is it hungry like the wolf?
Yeah. All right, Bagel. We got one more.
All right.
Euro Sprinter.
You're a sprinter.
Euro
That is-
Sprinter.
That is a scooter.
No, that is an electric locomotive.
Oh, I was like, you can't name a train a sprinter, but I guess if it's electric, you can.
Dude.
And that completes
well.
the game. Who had the most points? John, did you win that?
I won it.
Wow.
What do I get?
1-2.
What do I get? What do I get?
Wow.
What do I get? What do I get?
You get a big fat smooch from Miss Emma.
Oh, that's well worth it. Is that a promise?
Hold on. She'll show you her tatas. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. They're very nice.
There you go.
Make sure the video gets it.
Boobies.
I love them, boobies.
So, what do you think of that? I always love these games.
They're fun. That was a good one. The video game threw it a little bit.
I like it.
Strangely named stuff.
I know. Voith Maxima.
How much of that should you find on Amazon?
Man, you know what? But this is the thing, and we've played this before with. I remember did .com motorcycle or Pokemon, and I've used roller coaster or
I thought-
romance novel,
I
Yeah,
thought
I
I thought the
remember that.
sex toy sewing machine.
sex
one was
toy
a-
sewing machine. Yeah, I know. I'm running out of categories, but they keep making these new weird electric scooters and motorcycles.
I'm surprised you haven't thrown toasters in there yet.
Oh, that's right. That's a good.
I was looking up like gun companies. I was looking up all sorts of things, and we're not going to get too much into it. But while I was doing it, I was finding a lot of cool bikes. We've been kind of following a lot of stuff coming out of Asia, and it's been shit, but it's starting to get better and it's starting to get interesting. Did you guys know that the TRK 800 is coming out? The Benelli TRK 800.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, that looks interesting. But I also found a bunch of, let's see, I'm trying to, electric stuff. There's a Coulter ES1, North America's first affordable highway-capable electric motorcycle.
Oh, I've
They're
heard
calling
about that
it.
one, yeah.
What's it go for?
They're saying that where zeros, are like 11 to 20,000. That this one is. Let's see. Well, first of all, the CSC California Scooter Company. They have the City Slicker at 3,000, and this one is around 6,000. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, you showed me the BSA yesterday too. They're coming out with an electric and a gas powered bike.
Really?
Yeah, actually, the CSC is $28.95 for an electric bike. It's just starting to come on my radar. Is all I'm bringing it up because we've been watching these gas powered Chinese bikes getting better and better, like the Benellis. And now I'm also seeing a ton of these electric scooters and bikes, like all these scooter companies that I was just mentioning that in this game. It's kind of interesting.
I'm wondering how many different platforms they're running with, because, inevitably there's going to be like 4 or 5 core platforms and they're all going back to it. Yeah.
What I'm seeing in some of these is they have the exchangeable batteries. They come with where they're also setting up banks of batteries that you can go and swap out.
That's so smart.
And so they're these like lunch pail size batteries.
That's what makes more sense.
The infrastructure comes with it.
And that makes far more sense because recharging basically goes from an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to 20 seconds.
Yeah. Like a propane tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep my eye on it, and we'll talk about that more. But first, I wanted to make some announcements real quick.
Yes.
First of all, super stoked because in April, what did I say? April 24th, here in Half Moon Bay, which is just north of us, is an event called Dream Machines. And it's been years since I've gone. And it's at the airport, Half Moon Bay Airport, which is not really used much.
They used to have a bitchin' breakfast.
Yes.
It's tamale with an egg. It was good.
And it features planes, cars, and motorcycles.
Right.
It's a pretty legit big outdoor event. It has a little bit of everything. So you'll get some crazy stuff, like the VW bus that's got like a jet-powered engine in it and stuff like that. But the thing that I am most excited about is a whole nother subculture in the motorcycle world that I don't know that we've ever talked about. And it's the subculture of unimotorcycle racing. Have you guys ever seen this? Unimotorcycle racing?
I've only seen the videos from the Dream Machine thing.
I suggest looking it up. What it is it's a 100-yard race or 100 foot. It's not very far. It's a drag race in the grass on motorcycles that have had the front end removed. So imagine a motorcycle where you take the whole front end off and then you take the handlebars and you now weld them to the back of the frame, like where the seat would be, right above the rear wheel. And then you also weld onto the frame some skid, like almost like dog sled
that
skids.
You stand on.
You stand on. So
you
that
stand
when
behind the bike?
You stand behind the bike. And
in like a chariot that's being pulled.
Right. But these skids are not sitting on the ground. They're kind of up in the air so that when you take off, it basically wheelies and the skids go down onto the ground. But you don't want to have too much drag. You really want it to be perfectly balanced so that the engine and you are close to the same weight, right? Or the engine's heavier than you, and you throttle, and it's like wow on one wheel down the track. It's crazy, motorcycle. But I wanted to read to you real quick the rules of motorcycle racing, or as they call it, the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Of this. This is the 10 Commandments for their racing series. Okay. Thou shalt only race from a standing stop to the end of 100-foot strips, 100 feet, which is constructed of an unpaved surface, winner having the fastest time. Thou shalt use only one wheel. Thou shalt only use a power plant that is over 5 years old. Thou shalt only use a power plant that is stock for whatever its intended use was.
Okay.
And thou shalt not exceed the size limits of 4 feet in width or 8 feet in length. Okay. Thou shalt employ a dead man switch, which shall render the beast inoperable in the event that the pilot is launched. Because you have to remember, there's really no brake. When you brake, that means the front end plows into the dirt and you get launched.
I would love to see one of those things just rampaging without a...
Let's see. Thou shalt consider steering and brakes optional. Thou shalt not touch the ground forward of the axle during any run, and thou shalt touch the ground only rear of the axle during any run, but may not exceed the size limitations. For more information, contact American National Unimotorcyclist Society. Yes. Wow. This is a weird subsect. And it is so much fun because these things take off and you can't steer. I mean, but if they start veering towards the crowd, which is lining the sides, they have to power down and then they get launched.
This sounds like murder segways.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's pretty cool looking, isn't it, Henry?
Jesus Christ, holy
Oh,
shit.
God.
Can I see that, Henry?
It's worse than murder segways.
Oh. So that is coming in April. It's on a Sunday, but I feel it's worthy of closing the garage and we all go.
It looks insane. It's like
something
insane. Like they would do in Germany or something.
Oh, yeah. And they have all sorts of other things going on there. Like they're going to have stunt riders, monster trucks. You can ride in a monster truck.
What?
Oh, yeah. They have and music and airplanes and cars and trucks. And
throw some wrenches and a hammer into a bag and run the garage from there for the day.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be fun to buy an SSR and convert it into this and run the SSR in that.
Oh, and that's the thing too.
Because I know there's classes, right?
There's classes. Anything. Let's see. The classes were all different sizes, from 0 to 199 cc's, and then up. Their classes are. Oh, there's an electric class.
That's great.
Electric class. Then there's 0 to 199 cc, 200 to 399 cc, 400 to 749, and the 750 to unlimited.
Oh, right.
What?
Now, this would be the exact opposite of a stretched Busa.
Yes.
Right?
A shortened Busa.
A shortened Busa.
This would be perfect for Squiggy from NOCO.
So if you have a bike with front end damage that is in good working order, then you have a bike that can
really
enter the race.
Bad decision making. Yes.
and if you have a Vespa, you can just take the engine and build a frame around it.
Bend forks, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you attach fireworks somewhere?
Sure.
Why not?
Exactly.
As long
It's
as there's
something
a switch for them.
I recommend checking. There's some YouTube videos of unimotorcycling, but I love these little cultures within the motorcycling community that a lot of people just didn't know about. And it's been years since I've seen them do it, but it is a spectacle.
You just wish you could be there for the first one.
And I will say, there's not a lot of them. There may be like 6 guys racing over and over, and they're like getting launched. It is fun.
We should sponsor Henry to go do that. I think it'd be great for him.
I know. Well, Emma's got a
I've already
CBR
broken bones before.
1000RR she needs to sell.
Yes. Yes. That's leaving on Wednesday, Liza.
Another announcement. Oh, this is good. You guys, our friend Reg Kittrell came by today. He's been a guest on the show.
Yeah.
He's a local guy who is a writer. He's written some books about like aging and riding. I think he said he's like 80 or 79 or 80 now. So he just finished another book, and it's called Ride Right. And this is cool. What he did is he had writers share their short stories, and he put them all together and published them. So these are people who don't normally write stories but are sharing their stories. And, you know, he and I were talking about some of the best stories aren't necessarily the people who've like done an amazing thing, like set a record or ridden around the world, but just, you know, the woman who with 2 kids who gets back to riding, or you know, somebody who starts late in life, because more people can relate to that,
right,
and be inspired than somebody who goes around the world. But here's the exciting thing. So he dropped off a book if anyone here wants to borrow it and read it, but he's about to do the second edition, and he's looking for submissions. If anyone is interested in submitting a story to be published in his book. And he sent, let's see, it's reg.kittrell@comcast.net. So reg.kittrelle@comcast.net. And you can reach out to him there, and it's really cool. And it's got a lot of photos and people's stories. And I think it's cool what he's doing is he's collecting these stories from people. So if you're interested in that, reach out to reg.kittrell@comcast.net.
He came up on that cool Triumph Bobber.
Yeah, he
did. That was a great looking bike.
Yeah, he did. And then another quick announcement. John, Stumpistan, which I can't believe we're calling it.
Well, Moyne's calling it Stumpy's Land of the Giants, of course. So.
Stumpy's Land of the Giants.
That's a nice ring to it.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, everyone, you're doing your trip to Pakistan group trip. This is a co-ed trip.
It is.
And it is in May?
It's in June.
June.
May 31st to June 18th.
And people can still sign up for it. And I actually mentioned to Greg. He was like, I heard you talk about it on the show. I was kind of interested. But he's like, I've been having some trouble with like my back, and I didn't know. I'm like, dude, it's little bikes. Like it's anyone can do it.
So I'm getting interest now. So I just want to encourage everybody, if you're interested in this, you can either email Liza or myself at john@bigthumpers.com, or go to Moyne's website at a different agenda.
Really, the best thing to do is, because you have a lot of people who said they're interested, and you need to email them. They need to put a deposit down. And
right, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, we want to. You don't want to miss this spot. So the spots are starting to go quickly. So if you want to go on this, put a deposit down and make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, because Arlette just put her deposit down on Chickastan.
Good job.
I did.
Nice.
That's my
she's
birthday
coming
present
back.
to myself.
Nice. Which you can find them both at adifferentagenda.com. And our Chickastan spots are filling up fast. It's next year, and it's
You got the Rockstar trip happening.
I think I've already got 8 slots secured. I know.
We must be really cool.
Well, the really cool thing is about half the girls from the last trip are signed up to come on this one, which says you're doing something good. It was a good time.
It was an awesome crew.
Yeah. So I'm stoked about your trip, John, and I just want to make sure people go and sign up for that. So our topic tonight, I wanted to talk about. Remember last week I said let's talk about superbikes. Let's talk about the top 10 superbikes in the world, right? Ever.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about soup.
I thought it was Superbikes. Yeah,
Chowder,
so I was
split pea soup.
Oh, matzo ball.
Minestrone.
Oh, I'm just curious, Bagel. What would be the superbike of scooters?
Ooh. If you're talking vintage scooters,
I mean, any.
Well, like vintage, I would say probably the Roomy 250 would have had to have been like the superbike of scooters back in the 60s. Today, geez,
you know, I was going to say the Italjet Dragster's got to be
right.
The Dragster's got to be in there.
That was one from the 90s for sure. These days, God, I don't even know. I mean, it's not really geared towards performance.
PC800.
No, the Bergman 650 isn't on that list.
It's
Yeah, I know.
such a couch, though. It doesn't. Superbikes aren't couches.
But here's where, so we wanted to come up with a top 10 list. But the conversation that preceded that is what qualifies a bike as a superbike. Emma, for you, what is your definition or criteria for a bike to be a superbike?
I think you need to get back to actually the term superbike, because the term superbike was only ever a nickname. There's never been a definitive superbike. It was a kind of nickname coined for anything that really was. And to me, a superbike would be, I mean, it's definitely a larger bike, but it is anything that is so far ahead or advanced of anything else that was around at the time.
All right, so let me just ask you this. We're not doing top 10 necessarily, but just list a superbike. What's a superbike? List a superbike.
I'll go back to the very first, Triumph Trident.
Okay. How about this? Henry, can you name a super sport? When I say super sport, name a super sport.
CBR 900 RR.
Okay, and Arlette, how about a sport bike? Name any sport bike.
I am drawing a blank because I was completely unprepared.
Any sport bike at all.
This feels like a trick.
Look around you. No, just name any sport bike. It's that simple. Really? Nothing?
I just
No, she meant
John.
she meant to say ZX6.
Okay, ZX6.
I'll take it.
Sure. I mean, sport bike is anything of that style,
Right.
really. A Ninja 250 is a sport bike.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty wide range. And
Have we really nailed the definition yet of a superbike?
No, because I don't think
we're
there
getting
is
there.
a
But
single
what I'm
definition.
saying is sport bike we know as a style.
Right.
Now, super sport is two things. One, it is models like Ducati had a super sport 900 SS, but it's also a classification. It's a class in
racing.
racing.
Well, there's racing,
Right?
super stock.
So that
super
one is
sport.
easier because there's things that you can actually define. It's either a class or it's a model, right?
And Honda actually, on a lot of models in the 70s, going through to the early 80s, Honda would actually put that on the fuel tank.
Yeah.
So you'd have the Honda emblem on the tank, and underneath you'd have Super Sport.
Knox Hawk. That's a super sport.
No,
isn't it?
that's a Super Hawk.
Super Hawk. Would that be a super sport?
That's an interesting bike.
I'm just saying.
I'd
there's
say
similar classifications. You know?
it's similar classifications in its own way, but Honda really very much liked that term.
So, would you say a Super Hawk is a super sport?
I'll go for it, yeah. I think there's enough going on there that makes it...
Jim, what's your classification for something to be a super bike?
So I came up with three criteria. The more traditional being purpose-built, highly modified, right? So you look at the bikes that are doing Moto America, that kind of stuff, or even look at I'm looking at an old BSA right now that's been highly modified for race, a BSA Gold Star, highly modified for racing.
So for you,
that's two of them. So highly modified, purpose-built for, and you got to be like, gee, that bike's super. Like you look at it and you're like, that bike's fucking
And you go
super.
like, ooh.
And it's highly modified and purpose-built. I would say a lot of the vintage racing bikes we see at Laguna Seca could be. So yeah, it's not
for
super
you,
stock,
it is
super
a
sport AMA racing.
A race-specific bike would be a super sport.
Not purpose-built.
No, wait, I thought you said it is purpose-built.
Well, purpose-built for what though? But it could also be.
But you said. But I'm just saying. So it's a bike that has been modified or enhanced for racing.
No, it could be. Let's take that bobber that Reggie came in on today.
Yeah.
Say that had been
Triumph
highly,
bobber.
say it had been highly modified, and he put different suspension and kind of all sorts of shit. But it was purpose built for what he wanted to do, which was cruise. And you said, "Damn, that bike looks super." And it was. I'm trying to broaden it because we get stuck in this racing definition of it's a Ninja whatever with modified this, and it races in Moto America. I think you broaden it. You're like, dude, that bike stimulates my stoke. It's fucking super. It's purpose built. and it's pitching.
Jim is actually not alone in that point of view that it has to be modified.
All right, Bagel.
Yeah, I think so. It has to be modified.
What's yours, Bagel?
Well, I did want to mention in the scooter world, there was actually a super sport that Vespa made from 1964 to 68, which was their flagship 180cc model.
That have about 7 horsepower? Maybe 8.
Oh, it's a bit more than that. It's a piston-ported 180cc two-stroke, and it was quite a sporty bike back in the day. It was kind of the flagship model, and if it weren't for the Rumi 250, it would have been one of the most fastest scooters available back in those days.
So for me, the criteria that I was coming up with, and just to be clear, I don't know that there is a right or wrong answer yet. I mean, these are our opinions. I can't find any exact definition. But for me, Superbike is a bike that comes from a racing lineage in that the technology from the racetrack has been passed down to a stock street bike. So opposite of what you're saying, Jim.
Well, look at it. You can also look at it this way: what was the first Superbike? Was it like the Kawasaki?
No, it's the Trident.
The Trident, yeah.
Well,
so that would be your definition of a superbike.
See, I wouldn't agree with that. So I would say Trident is a superbike. I agree that it's a superbike. I don't know it's the first. Only because I would say a superbike is a high liter, like a liter bike or approaching that for a multi-cylinder bike, or a 750 and above for a twin that can be adapted to the racetrack as one of the best motorcycles of its time in terms of racing. So think about CB750s.
Yeah, but you've just thrown that out, John.
Why is that?
Well, CB750 is a 4-cylinder.
Right.
And it's 750.
But
so it doesn't make your list. Kawasaki Z1 is 903. It's a 4-cylinder.
But remember,
it didn't make your list.
My point is the definition of a superbike in the 70s would have been a 750.
Well,
and now it's moved up to more liter bikes.
CBR600RR isn't
That's
a super
sport.
So, I mean, and there were 3 today when we were having this discussion, 3 claims of the first superbike.
Well, the R90S always gets a look in.
And everyone refers to the CB750 as the first
What about
superbike.
what was the Kawasaki two-stroke triple?
The H1s and the H2s. No, they were never regarded as superbikes.
Okay.
The Z1 was every inch the superbike.
What would the first Japanese superbike been?
Probably the CB750.
Okay. Right.
And the only reason the Trident was ahead of it was just in terms of time. The Trident beat the CB750 by about 4 months. And that was it. Had they been launched together...
I have a question. With the Kawasaki triples, was the reason why they're not considered superbikes because of how poor their handling was, and they just weren't that rideable at high speeds?
You know what I think, and this is where I think we get into the core of the definition. Mm-hmm. Because the term superbike really is a slang term. Super sport is a definite term. Racing is a definite term. Superbike's a slang term. And I think because it's a slang term, the bike's got to just have a little touch of exotic about it. And I think the Z1 has got a touch of exotic about it that the H1s and the H2s don't. The H1s and the H2s are very, very brutal, very fast machines, but ultimately they're very simple machines. There's a complexity to the Z1 that really elevates it into exotic status. So that makes the cut and they don't.
When you say exotic, you mean that it's at a higher level of performance?
I think it's just of sophistication. I think sophistication has to be included in there as well.
See, I would call a lot of those bikes, I'd call them hypersports, some of the more exotic bikes, as opposed to super sports.
Well, no, we're talking back 40 years ago.
Well,
John.
like, in the context of the time, like, would you say the Indian that the Wrecking Crews rode in the 20s and 30s, would that be a superbike in its time?
No, that's a race bike.
Yeah,
but it was built on a production model.
Well, but here's the point that I wanted to get at, though, is that and now I'm coming from the outside as a scooterist here, but it seems to me like a superbike is a bike that has to do everything well. So that means it's got to not just have lots of power, but it also has to handle well.
Yes,
it's got to have good feel. It's got to have good brakes. It's got to do everything well, because if it's to be elevated to that super status,
Right, and
it's got to be of a certain level.
and that's where the
of-
H1s and the H2s fell
Right.
short.
Exactly.
Because they simply, as fast as they were, they simply didn't handle well.
So and
Right.
I can follow up on that, in that my criteria of having to be technology passed down from factory racing, using that criteria, it has to handle well, exceptionally engine and handling. Something like the V-Rod, which came down from race technology, would not be in that list because it doesn't have...
There was no race technology in the V-Rod.
It was Porsche engineering. Yeah, that comes from race
It's
technology.
not a highly
It's not a-
modified
But
bike.
still, it was all about the power in the engine, but not about the handling.
Oh.
So I'm just saying
Right.
that's partners in with my criteria.
I'll throw one out just to kind of challenge the narrative a bit, in the sense that, what about Kenny Roberts' TZ750 flat track bike? Would that be considered?
It wasn't production. See, I think
Yeah,
production.
I think
based
So it
that's
has
gotta
to be
production.
production? Okay.
However, the RZ500, which was kind of a street derivative of that bike, is every inch the superbike,
Yeah.
as is the RG500 Suzuki.
So those
right.
nasty
Those
ones.
are definitely superbikes.
Are those what we saw at Laguna?
Yeah, we
Laguna?
saw we saw
And
an
I remember you
RZ
pointing them out.
and an RG.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, probably people will throw me under the bus for this. I think the RG is a far prettier bike.
So would you consider a Norton Commando to be a superbike? Especially the 850, but maybe even the 750.
Yeah, it was at the time. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
So I want to just start. Let's start grabbing some of the low hanging fruit on this top 10 list. And I just wanted to throw out, and then everyone can have the chance to throw out one that they think is a no brainer. I'm going to say the R1.
Yeah, I agree with
Yamaha
that.
R1 is a super bike that's in the top 10. It's been around a long time. It comes from the racing lineage. It has advanced over the years, become a better and better bike. It's crazy fast.
And I think you can even go back further than that. I think you can say the FCR1000 is a super bike.
But
all
not-
its children and
but I'm saying
grandchildren.
top 10. We're not saying what a super bike. I'm saying let's
Top
take
10.
the low hanging
Okay.
fruit for top 10 right now.
There you go.
I propose Yamaha R1. All right, who wants to throw out something they think is a top 10 super bike no brainer?
Oh, Breton. Well, it's not. Is
That's
that
not
considered
production.
production?
Not production.
Okay.
S1000RR.
Yes.
I mean, rival to
Yeah.
the.
It's a super bike, but it's a top 10, though.
I think
Ooh,
it
it
is.
isn't it? Yeah.
It is a sure rival to the R1.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So Emma, S1000RR.
Yeah, I'll be.
Okay. Right.
So-
Anyone else have
so
one?
I
they
would
want to-
start.
What about
Go ahead.
Yeah.
what about the H2R?
That's a high. I would call it a hyper bike.
The Kawasaki, the H2R.
I was going to say that
I-
is such lofty ground,
but
isn't
I
it?
don't know if it's a top bike.
It's a supercharged motorcycle.
I
You can
think-
buy
Exactly.
with the warranty, though.
I think it is a super bike. I don't think it's a top bike. And the reason I chose these two bikes because these are bang for the buck. What you're getting from the money you're spending is an amazing bike. Can we say that the H2R at what was it, 50 grand,
Yeah.
80 grand, something like that? That
Oh wow,
it's amazing value?
not so much.
No, it's a super bike. I don't know if it's top 10.
Well, there was the street going version of the H2, but that only cost 25 grand.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's top. Emma, what do you think? Do you want to throw out what the first super bike?
No, I mean, we're already. The Triton is definitely the first.
But do you
Whether
make,
it
does it make
stands
top
in the
10?
top 10, I don't think so now because
Then-
there's some pretty heady company.
Does the CB750 then?
No.
Okay.
No, really.
I'll put in the MV Agusta America.
Oh.
That's every inch the superbike, and that pushes all the buttons. That's
Yeah.
got race pedigree.
Yep.
It's got road pedigree. It was fabulously expensive. It was crushingly beautiful. It did absolutely everything you wanted it to. And that's above the Bimotors that came afterwards, because I think the Bimotors, as superbikey as they were,
Yeah.
that's really a hand-built, just collector bike that you can buy.
Okay. What about Gixxer 750?
Yes.
Is it a super bike? Is it top 10?
And the 1000. Like, you got to loop the 1000 in there with it, I think, too.
Well, I mean, the 750 really did
Started it, yeah.
yeah, make a name. It's a popular bike, and it made an impact in the world, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone agree? Gixxer 750?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can't include the whole range because there were some missteps along the way. I mean, 91 was not a good year for Gixxers.
How about a GPZ?
Some.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
GPZ
Some.
1100?
Yeah.
The Gen 1, the GPZ 1100
yeah.
B1 with the DFI fuel injection, that's it. All the others, chuck them out.
Huh.
And for me, it's interesting watching the really when you the GPZ. I followed back. You had the KZ750 Twin, which became the KZ754, which was then the motor that went into the GPZ 750.
You're missing the KZ 900 and 1000.
No, I'm talking about the chronological
Yeah, the
advancement.
750.
750 Twin turned into 754, which looked like a street bike, but it had the same engine that then kind of went into the GPZ,
You know,
which then became the 1100.
funnily-
And so when did it become a super bike, you know?
And I'm not even really sure that the little ones ever did. I mean, the 1100s... And the thing is, were they so different when they were out? When the B1 came out in 1981, the 1100, it was like, what in the name of hell is that?
Yeah.
And it got fuel injection. It's like, my God.
I've had 3 of them.
Yeah.
I definitely.
You had the
sweet spot.
Batmobiles, though, didn't you? You didn't have the twin shock ones.
No. I had the monoshock.
Yeah. You should have a look at
Yeah.
the original, the twin shock. It's a wild looking thing.
So where would you put the Hayabusa? Is that a super bike?
That's almost a sport touring bike.
It is almost. It's big.
Kind of like the Blackbird. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to make of them. The Blackbird, even though it's got a lineage that goes back, I'd be more likely to put a Gen 1 Hurricane as a superbike and a Blackbird as not. As strange as that sounds.
I mean, and the question is the Hayabusa, does it make top 10?
No.
I mean, I think it... Yeah, that's a hard one. I do not see... But so they didn't race Hayabusas, right?
No, they didn't, but...
Right.
They dragged them.
I think they did some endurance racing with
Right.
Hayabusas back in the day, like the Yoshimura team, but they could never get the frame right.
If you want to go 200 miles an hour, there's no better place to start than a Hayabusa. It doesn't take much
But
to
is
get a
it a superbike?
Hayabusa over 200. I don't know. I kind of think it is,
does it have
actually.
the same handling that these bikes that we listed? I mean, it has the same handling as a GPZ, but it's newer than a GPZ. So,
I think,
here's one thing we didn't clarify: for it to be a super bike, does it have to be a sport bike?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I would say yes.
Not completely.
Well, like a Knox XR650R comes from racing lineage.
Right.
Is that a super bike?
No.
Okay.
So you would say the VMAX is a super bike then?
No.
No?
What about the CBX?
No. I think what tell me if I'm recapping this right. I think I'm still sticking with kind of race technology heritage, and coupled with sport bike styling, and coupled with it has to have not just power, but the handling has to be superior as well. So that's brake and suspension.
I've got one for your list. The bike right behind you, Ducati 916.
Yeah, I was looking at one right there too. There's one.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them. 999.
I mean, there's a bunch of Ducatis, but do they make top 10?
The 916, I think,
I
does.
think probably the 916 should.
Not the 996 or 748.
No.
916.
Yeah, I
it did
think
make a big impact.
The 916 really set the bar.
Anyone else
so.
got a problem with that? I'll go with that. 916 was a hell of a bike. All right. So what about vintage? We need to talk about like heritage here.
Going back, how far do you want to go?
Is a Vincent?
Yeah, I mean, the term, if you'd have gone and asked Phil Irving if his bike was a super bike, he'd probably have punched you in the face. I mean, it's such a colloquial term. But I think if we if we include the criteria that we're doing, yeah, it's a superbike.
Did they ever race those, Emma?
No,
No.
it's not a racing bike.
Well, and Adrian had suggested to add to the criteria that it's a bike that is far and above beyond the standard bikes available. So,
if we include that, it certainly is.
Well, and I mean, if we're including racing bikes, what's the Harley? The it's based off the Sportster 1200.
The XR 750.
Yeah, like the XR 750.
Oh,
is that a super bike?
I don't think so.
No, but no. There's one off. What's off the 1200 that you can buy? It's like flat track style.
Yeah, it's the XR.
It is the XR. Yeah, XR 1200. No,
I don't think so.
Not a super bike. All right. So we have a Yamaha, we have a BMW, we have an MV Agusta, Suzuki, a Kawasaki, a Ducati.
What about, I hate to say what about the Bonneville in this time?
Yeah, and see, we were talking about...
We've talked about this before, and as good as the Bonneville was...
I mean, there were Triumph factory racers in all different styles.
There was, but it wasn't that much better than everything else. You know, the Spitfire was a quicker bike. It couldn't hold itself together as well, but the Spitfires were quicker. And the Dominators and the Atlases also were quick, but they shook a little more. So with the Bonneville, you had this like complete package, but whether that elevates it to superbike standard,
I think we're all eyeing around the room and all the bikes around us.
What about the old Honda CBR900, the one that came out in the 90s?
the Fireblade,
Yeah.
the original Fireblade.
Is that a super bike?
I think it probably is. You know, there's a great story that when that bike came out, I was working at a Honda dealer when that bike came out, and Motorcycle News got a hold of one, and the guy wrecked it within half an hour, just destroyed it.
Oh,
So, I mean, of all the Hondas, what is the best sport or super bike they've ever made? What is it? The CBR 900?
But you see that there's such a broad span.
Or is it the CBR 1000RR?
Of time. There's such a broad span of time. And of course, a CBR 1000RR is a far better bike than a Honda CB750 because it's had 50 years development behind it.
But compared to everything else at the time.
Compared to everything else at the time.
What about like an RC30? Because that's direct racing lineage. It was production model for the street.
Oh.
That's almost a race rep, though, isn't it?
Or an NSR? Is that a super bike?
A race replica.
Yeah.
How about the, let's go way back, the BMW, what is it, R36?
No.
So wait.
Because that was a pretty hot bike in its time.
It was a hot bike in its time. The first BMW that you could consider a superbike is definitely the R90S.
Yeah. Are we
if you could even consider it one.
Are we putting a CBR on this list of top superbikes
We
of all
should.
time? I almost think it's the CBR 600RR.
I think it's got to be a leader bike to be a superbike.
F4i?
God, that was a good bike.
It was a good bike. But
I know.
I wouldn't
The original 900, when it came out at the time.
That's what I'm trying to compare. The 900 to the 600.
It was
But
more
whether
powerful.
and this is where we go back into the
Or is the 600 a
definition
super sport?
of superbike. I'd be almost more inclined to put the Hurricane, the 1000 Hurricane, into the superbike category more than the Fireblade.
Yeah.
It almost, it kind of almost fits
and
the
if we
bill
put
more.
the GPZ on, but we didn't put
No, Ninja 1000.
we didn't put the what was the Hondas at the time that came out, the
The Interceptor.
Interceptor.
Yeah, the V45.
Oh, they were not good bikes.
No, okay.
But they were
So,
raced a bunch, weren't they?
I'm gonna, I'm
blew up
kind
a
of leaning
lot.
towards the CBR 900 as a super bike.
It's a super sport.
Ooh, so you want to go Hurricane?
I don't know. I think I might.
Henry, do you back her on that?
Well, the thing is that the 900, when it came out, it weighed as much as a 600 at the time, and it produced a lot more power compared to everything else.
But in terms of sheer performance, yes, it was a great bike. but we're not necessarily just talking about performance. I'm going to go with a Hurricane.
All right, I'll let her have it.
How about the
1000 Hurricane.
How about the Aero Square 4?
No, God, no. How much fun can you have with 27 horsepower?
Well, in its time, though, again.
No.
No?
No, Bonneville's made 40 horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
We need 3 more for this list.
If we want to go old, what about like the old Hendersons and Aces, the inline fours that they
There
had?
you go. I think that warrants it because, look,
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
got...
Superbike, and the,
of the
Vincent
day.
doesn't make it?
No, the Vincent made it.
The Vincent wasn't on here. So we doing...
Well, I think we should put the Vincent on it. I think Phil Irving would have a problem with that
even though it didn't race.
term. Yeah, because I think in terms of just raw performance and build and exotic and just it did everything just that little bit better.
You would do the
Rolly-
Black Shadow or the Lightning?
Go Bagel.
Well, I was going to say, Rolly Free would disagree with you saying it didn't race.
Well, that's land speed. I mean,
Yeah,
they
I mean,
land
that's
speed
just like a
everything.
race. One-
Of sorts.
They race
Not on
everything.
a track.
No, the Black Shadow.
Black Shadow.
Yeah, the Black Shadow.
Everyone go to Vincent Black
Yep.
Shadow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We got 2 more spots left. So, historically, though, I mean, I think we should have first Superbike. I mean, that's a bike that has now elevated itself to a new status. There's 3 claims to that so far. The BMW and the Honda CB750 and the Triumph Trident, right?
And I think
So who did it best?
well, and that's the other question. How do you define the slang term?
Compared to anything else available at that time.
So what were the 3? 750, Honda,
Yeah,
Trident.
the R90
and the R90.
and the Trident. I mean, if we're saying the Superbike is something that has elevated itself to a higher level than everything else, right?
We're missing 1000 Ninja. Because it's raced everywhere now.
Yeah, but that came from the GPZ.
So let's go back to your question. So this is very easy to answer. And you can just
Jonathan Ray
go
would
down.
disagree.
you can just go around the room. Mint Honda CB750, Mint BMW R90S, Mint Triumph Trident.
Ooh.
Which
Jim,
do you want?
which would you rather take on the track?
No, just which.
No,
we're
no,
not
no.
talking track.
It is, because the whole point of a Superbike is something that says, let's go win a race. Which one would you take on the track?
No, it doesn't. We already went beyond that definition. It encompasses a lot of things.
Which one would you take on the track?
The Triumph.
There you go. There's one for the Triumph. There you go. Henry,
What are they?
R90S CB750, Triumph Trident.
I
Which
think
one
that
do
the
you want?
R90S was more in style.
I love you, Emma, but I'm going to have to go with the CB750 myself.
There you go, and I agree with that.
But back to the Trident. I remember you brought in that rack of carbs you had built for the Trident.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a fast,
They
clean,
didn't race
modified
those,
stock
though.
bike.
They never raced them.
Yeah.
Oh, Tridents?
They did? I did
John.
not know that. I did
Well,
not
Daytona.
know.
From the 60s up until the early 70s.
Oh, I thought they rode the twins in.
There's a picture of a Trident, number
Oh,
24,
interesting.
bottom right. Tridents were one of the most winning bikes in
stand
US
corrected.
and
So-
British road racing history.
let me ask you this. My criteria that says that it evolved from race technology, did the Honda CB750 did they take race technology and put it into a street bike?
Indirectly, yes.
Yeah, what was it that they got that from?
Well, I mean, you could argue that Honda effectively developed multi-cylinder engines. They developed overhead cam technology. They developed multi-carb technology. They developed a lot of the stuff on the track that wasn't necessarily for 750s.
Well, you could say the same about the Goldwing.
No, you couldn't.
No.
No? That it was benefited from racetrack technology? No?
Every single bike on the road has
Right, well, that's
benefited
what I'm
from
saying.
racetrack technology, but
Okay.
a lot of the lessons that Honda learnt on the track they put into the 750.
So
I've
are
got
we gonna
one. What about the-
Hold on, are we going to include the CB750?
Yes.
Arlette, what do you think?
On which question? There were 2 questions going.
Do we include the CB750 as one of the top super bikes of all time?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the
She said so.
What about the Super Duke?
That's a sport bike, not necessarily a super bike.
I was wondering about that too.
Are they racing? KTM racing this?
No, they don't.
I don't think so. They race a smaller bike.
I don't know that KTM has a super bike.
Well, they're racing
They
in
don't, no. Well, they
the
used to
World
have
They
Super.
have
the
the RC, but I'm
They used to have the RC8, but that never.
So
Aren't they racing a World Superbike now? Or MotoGP?
what about like a TX or something?
the racing mode
No.
GP.
no,
but
I
that's
don't
not-
think it's exotic enough. And interestingly enough, I think one of the major reasons that should preclude something like a Super Duke is it shares its engine with many other things.
Huh.
So because of that, so if you're going to include a Super Duke, do you include an Aprilia Capannor? Do you include what else has got that friggin' engine in it? There's a bunch of stuff with it. Anything with that big Rotax 1000 engine.
her SMT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking around the room also and thinking, is John does have an argument out there for the
Which one?
for the Ninja, and it's not off the table yet. Are there any Moto Guzzi's that are Superbike?
Oh God, yeah, the Le
Oh,
Mans.
the Le Mans.
Le Mans, yeah.
The original Le Mans, yeah.
850?
Is that one belong on the top 10 list?
I think it's very easy to look back nostalgically at them. I mean, they were always a bit of a tractor, but they were quick. You know, there is an argument, and again, because we're dealing with slang terms, which were the ones that you had up on the poster when you were a kid and drooled over? Moto Guzzi Le Mans, Benelli 6, Van Veen OCR.
Oh,
These were all the ones that made the posters that you hung up on your bedroom wall.
all right. We've got 9. We got one spot left.
Ninja
I'm
1000.
gonna reread this, and then we have
What year?
we have one last push. So on our top 10 list, top 10 superbikes of all time: Yamaha R1,
Yes.
BMW S1000RR,
Yep.
MV Agusta America, the Suzuki GSXR750, Kawasaki GPZ1100, the Ducati 916, the Honda Hurricane 1000, the Vincent Black Shadow, and the Honda CB750. We've got room for
Ninja
one more
1000.
superbike.
Jonathan Reyes bike.
He's got that on the table. I'm wondering if Ducati has any other.
999 maybe?
Yeah.
I would say the 888 would be a better case for that.
Or I'm actually thinking when we put the Honda Hurricane on instead of the CBR 1000RR. And I'm wondering if that's a better bike than the
It's certainly
Kawasaki.
It's certainly sportier.
than the Ninja.
But you see, you're going back to this focus on sport, and I think the term superbike encompasses a lot of things. That sport is one of them. It is so difficult to define a slang term.
All right, how about this? We've got the 9. How about we ask our listeners to submit the 10th?
Good idea.
And then we can vote on it on the next show.
There you go.
You guys like that?
Yep.
All right.
All right. So, Yamaha R1, BMW S1000RR, MV Agusta America, Suzuki GSXR750, Kawasaki GPZ1100, Ducati 916, Honda Hurricane 1000, Vincent Black Shadow, Honda CB750. We need one more for the top superbikes of all time.
And remember the definition. It's not super sport. It's superbike. It is the term superbike.
And if you want to make up your own definition, include that with your motorbike. Because I still think if you look at a bike and you say that's super, that qualifies for me.
So my
We're sticking with it.
my KLR is a super bike then, huh?
No.
So we're getting ready to read the emails now, and I wanted to share one that came in that cracked me up. It's time for the I used to call it the Craigslist Scammer Theater, but this one is the email Scammer Theater.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you guys like these ones, right? And this one came in. It said, "Inquiry for Scrambler. Greetings. Hope you are fine. Well, I am in the market to purchase Scrambler, and through my search, I came across your address. Kindly let me know the models you have or a link to the ones you have in stock. Also want to know whether you consider credit card an option for payment. Write soon. Best regards, Bill Reader Equipment Company in Glendale, California.
I just went through Glendale.
And so I'm like,
I would not trust anybody.
why is it? Why? Well, first of all, the tell is the improper grammar.
I want Scrambler.
The second tell is I Googled this guy and it comes up that emails go out. So, I love to keep them going.
Yes,
Oh, good.
Here we go.
And I came back with, we don't have a Scrambler, but let me know if you're interested in any other models. And yes, we take credit cards. Here's a link to Benelli SSRmotorsports.com.
Oh, God. I thought it was going to be Phil at Cleveland Moto.
No.
Oh, no.
So he comes back and he says, oh, yes, please email me price on Sportbike TNT 300. All right, Emma.
Is dynamite.
A Benelli TNT 300, what would you just guess its retail price might be?
Oh, $1 million. No, let me think. TNT is not an expensive bike. What about $4,000?
Yeah.
So I came back, $8,999.
A bargain. A snip. A snip.
And he says, hello, nice to hear back from you again. Below is the delivery address to contact the shipping company. Include the pickup location, total weight and dimensions of the item, and request for shipping cost. Delivery address to somebody in New Zealand.
Nice.
So they want to order a TNT 300 shipped to New Zealand that they want to pay with credit card.
I thought it was Glendale.
And here's the shipping company's info for me to contact Primeline Freight. I'm just going to say there's a name at Primeline Freight to contact. You can send me a copy when you contact them. After you have all cost on the order, provide me with the invoice quote so I can proceed payment with my credit card. Write soon to proceed further. Now I have to respond to him. Do I keep it going?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
What do you think I should say?
No, just give him an arbitrary figure. And just say, there you go.
So we started out with this basically mini bike is $9,000. Yes, I spoke to your friend at the shipping company, and the total will be $24,382.
There you go.
Please send payment.
Right. And if, by some chance, the man is a wealthy, escaped lunatic from an asylum and sends you the money, send a TNT 300 because you'll have plenty of money to do it and you'll have a little change to spare.
But, any good salesperson knows never pass an opportunity to upsell.
No, you should add on.
I need to offer some more things, I think.
Offer him an SSR for the low price of $7,000.
I have recently come into possession of some BMW motorbikes with no license or title. Would you be interested? Maybe something like that. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep it going. We'll see. I love playing with these guys. I love playing with them. So what's the scam here is that I hire a shipping company and pay for it, and then I never get the money back. Is that what it is?
Probably.
I think that's what it is.
Basically.
Oh yeah. Well, so he'll. Oh, I bet you it's, just give him your credit card company for the deposit and then we'll refund you for it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. But Emma, just in case we get that far, can I borrow your credit card?
Yeah, of course you can.
Thank you.
Maybe this person needs like a $6,000 helmet to go with the bike.
Oh, good idea.
Jacket.
So, Bagel, you have an email there that was a bit long that I needed you to shorten.
All right. I'll try to shorten it as best I can. And this is an email from Robert Lee Perrin.
Hey, Robert.
Robert writes, hey there, hi there, ho there, misfits. It's your favorite overweight ginger from Fort Worth, Tejas. It's been a while since I wrote, don't you know? A few things have happened in my motorcycle world, and I wanted to share them with you. I've seen it. I've stepped foot on the holy ground and made my pilgrimage. I visited Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum.
Nice.
It was simply magical. My wife said I didn't have a smile that big when my son was born. My head nor my anus cannot comprehend the amount of up-the-butt bikes now.
Good Lord.
My last letters involved an underpowered, bad-performing KLR 250, and I was looking for a better commuter than my crusty KLR 650. I gave up and took the 250 in, and John was right. The kid that rode it floated the valves and smoothed the cams. $3,500 to have them fix it, but $1,800 in parts. Cams are very hard to come by, turns out. Someone does want to trade the back rack for a used head, but I don't know if that will even get it in working order. And I finally met the very spry and possibly sarcastic Robert E. Lee, a.k.a. the Little General, a racer from the 70s and on. A legend in North Texas, if not farther, who was willing to work on my crusty 650. He stated it was the worst maintained KLR he's ever seen.
Nice.
Wow.
That is a low bar.
Luckily, it wasn't all me. But anything he touched would make anything he touched would make something else crumble into pieces.
Yeah.
I'm rocking a 16-tooth sprocket, and with my weight, he said it's not great on the engine. He told me to go back to a 15 or even better to a 14 to get to 7,000 RPMs, and I'd have all the power I needed.
Wait, John, what kind of sprocket are you running?
I'm running 16.
I got a 16.
I was fine in the dirt.
Yeah.
Right.
You just feather the clutch a lot.
Yep.
7,000 RPM on a KLR, though. That would
No,
just be
thank you.
screaming.
No, thank you.
Just shake your arms right off.
Continuing on, I asked about vibration, and he said, "You're on a 400-pound dirt bike with knobby tires, dude. If you don't want vibration, get a gold wing." He also let me know I need to drop 5 sizes down on my main jet and mess with the mix. When I decelerate at high RPMs, it stalls out. I have to pop it into second gear with wide open throttle and keep rev bombing.
Oh, Lord.
I know. I think I'm over fueling the cylinder, and I think I even got gas in my oil on a very long ride. Oh golly! I know it still needs a lot of work if it will survive long enough to get it. And now, unfortunately, Robert does end on a very sad note that the Robert E., who he mentioned earlier, became very ill and passed away shortly after working on a 650.
Oh.
So I wanted to just mention that he wants to wish him ride in peace and wanted to honor him and his memory. I know that he owned a Kawasaki dealership for a while, was a big part of Texas Redneck Ramble, which is a big dual sporting event there. And Robert E. Lee had a very cool blog and told stories about legends he knew.
And he rode an Africa Twin.
Rode an Africa Twin hundreds of miles a week, and did a ton of dual sport rides on his other bikes. Was a very extremely skilled rider in his 70s, and will be deeply missed.
And what I like, he has a PS. He says, I bought a 2003 V-Strom 1000, but realized I just don't care for commuting traffic, and I want to sell it for Christmas, KLR, and Tao parts.
Nice.
It's funny because I was going to say when you mentioned the stuff on getting the KLR to be a commuter, it's like, are you sure you don't just want a V-Strom?
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Robert. Jim, you got a quick one there?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. All right. This is, oh, God, my eyes. Damn these eyes. This is from Matt Rogers. Cheers, Matt. Hey, Misfits. Driving home from work and listening to yesterday's podcast number 446. And your kitchen tools segment reminded me of the hack I used on my 93 Ducati 900 SS.
Oh.
Wish I still had that bike.
That would be a super sport.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Super stock, super sport.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. The mirrors on these had a ball and socket joint that was notorious for drooping. The temporary fix was to put the end with the ball part of the joint in the freezer for an hour or so, then reassemble and tighten. What are you laughing at?
Sounds smart.
Kind of went there, I think.
And reassemble and tighten. It would hold for a few hundred miles or so, and then the mirrors would inexorably begin to droop again like sad puppy dog ears. I've also used the freezer to shrink a spark arrestor for the Yoshimura muffler on my 250 Rally. not dissimilar, all these big words, from using it to install bearings in this case.
Yoshimura?
Yoshimura. Mr. Roboto. Thanks for keeping me company on the long drive and keep up the great work. And fuck knock. Cheers, Matt Rogers. No, I just added that.
Oh, thank you.
Because Knock's not here.
Thank you, Matt.
But we use the freezer a lot on things, don't we?
Yeah, well, it'll like shrink it a little, so you can just crank it down a little bit tighter, so it'll hold up for a little bit longer.
About 200 miles, apparently.
Just, I don't know, jam some aluminum foil in there or something.
Ooh, that's a good fix. Oh,
there you go.
good one.
Yeah.
All right, Emma, you got one there?
No, this one is enticingly titled. Note from Lucas Nesbitt to your Facebook page, Recycle Santa Cruz. Your name, Lucas Nesbitt, phone number, blah, 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 blah. Your question. Hello, Misfits. Love the show. Short-time listener, but big-time fan. So I have 2 questions for you. I've had a Rebel 250 for about a year, but I haven't ridden it much.
Excellent bike.
I live in Texas, and the highway speeds keep me from taking it out on the open road. So I ask, should I be worried about taking a 250 out on a road where many are doing 70 plus? I mean, you know, as good as the Rebel 250 is, yeah, it's pushing it a bit above 70. It's a shame they're not doing like 65.
I've done 75 on the Nighthawk 250, and it's not pleasant.
No, it's pretty
you can do it, but do you want
can do
to
it,
do it?
But it's everything.
It's a light bike too, so the wind and the trucks and all the stuff.
Right, and all the things. Yeah. All the things.
Seldom get a Hayabusa.
Right.
No.
Well, and like
Unimoto.
We're gonna
So you're saying-
No, we're gonna come to what he wants.
I was going to say, so
Really,
it sounds like
really
you're just like riding a scooter on the freeway.
Yeah.
It's better than the scooter.
You get chicks.
Oh God!
I didn't mean that. I don't mean that.
On a two-
Yeah,
Picked up
250
chicks on the
Rebel?
freeway.
I
I
don't
can
mean
confirm.
You know,
What kind of chicks is a Rebel 250 pickup?
It gets chicks, bro.
Very simple.
I'm just
telling
saying.
you.
tired of walking.
I'm telling you. Pay attention, people. Additionally, I've wanted to get a Triumph for a long time. Oh, good
Yes.
lad.
Just
Good
yes.
lad. I'm considering a Street Twin or a Bonneville T100. Looking at them, I'm feeling the Street Twin for the reduced price. However, I don't see many for sale around or being ridden. So, and if y'all are still doing it, tell me why.
Tell me why.
Is there a difference between the Street Twin and the Bonneville aside from the wheel spokes? By the way, Bagel, I'm beginning to work on a 1979 Vespa 50 Special.
Ooh, how cute.
Any tips on the resto? Oh, never worked a full resto, so this should be interesting.
Wow.
Should he stick his head in the oven now or later?
Oh no. That's a great little project to work on. My best advice is find yourself a good scooter shop to get parts from.
Well, he lives in Texas, so I mean, it's going to
Right.
be mails from. So
Well, pretty much everywhere is.
I
by
mean,
mail.
you know, you can do a shameless plug.
Well, Scooter Mercado is a good one.
Yes.
They tend to have a lot of vintage parts at affordable prices.
Right.
Trying to think of who. It's harder and harder to find vintage parts these days.
Right.
Motorsport scooters might have some, but for a 50, it's going to be a little bit trickier because not a lot of 50s were sold in the U.S. Maybe Scooter Works in Chicago. But if you end up having a hard time finding parts in the U.S., SIP in Germany is a fantastic resource. It's I think it's sip-scootershop.de, I think is the website. They have all kinds of stuff for vintage Vespas. So parts are out there. You sometimes have to do a little bit of searching, especially for a 50, which is not a very common model in the U.S. And that's very interesting. That's a 79. I didn't know that they even sold the 50s in 79.
Well,
that's
there you
really
go.
cool.
So now you do. How fast will this beast go when he's completed it?
I think you could probably expect maybe 40 miles an hour.
And how terrifying will it be at 40 miles an hour? Will it be like
probably-
trouser-fillingly frightening?
I wouldn't say it'll be frightening, but
Just a wee bit of pee-pee.
No.
What
no,
if he keeps the original tires on?
Vespas are fairly well handled. I mean, if you're used to Vespa handling, I should say. If you're used to motorcycle handling, all right. I'm going to say, if you're used to motorcycle handling, it will feel very twitchy and like it's a death machine. But enjoy it and just keep it straight on the road, and you'll be fine.
Sage advice indeed from the bearded one.
Between the Scrambler and the Bonneville.
Well, no, it's the street twin.
The twin. Can I throw
No,
in?
by all means.
I think it depends on how many old men you want to talk to. Because if you get the Bonneville, a lot of old men are going to talk to you. Right?
I had one of those back in the day.
Now, hang on.
Yeah, no.
No,
If you're a social person who wants to talk to strangers,
so
the Bonneville's a great bike.
one of the last street twins we sold when I worked for the big dealership, who shall now be nameless, was obviously pre-COVID days. And it was a black street twin. And I was doing its last test ride before I was handing it back to the customer. And, of course, it was pre-COVID, so one of these giant tour buses pulls up alongside me. And it was full of ancient people from...
Mesopotamia?
No. I'm not sure whether it was a group from China or... I think it was probably a group from China, because I think it was Seagull Tours, and they mostly do tours from China. And every single person on that coach, which is probably 55, just pressed themselves and their cameras up against the window, click, at this bike. So, the Street Twin is a good-looking bike too. Either or, you're going to love either or.
It's a good-looking bike, but I want to throw out another option, the Street Twin Scrambler.
Scrambled eggs.
The Triumph Scrambler is such a cool looking bike.
It looks dope, and it'll have a little bit more get up and go for the Texas freeway and wind.
But all the modern Triumphs, so very, very brief history of Triumph twins. 2001, Triumph reintroduced the twin, the Bonneville, and all. Very soon afterwards, the original Scrambler. They were 795cc. They very soon went up to 835cc very, very quickly. And blah, blah, blah. Great bikes. So from 2001 until about 2009, and then they became fuel injected, and they stayed the same. Very good bikes. And then in 2016, they redesigned them completely. And there were basically two models. There was the 900 high torque engine and the 1200 high performance engine. And they're bloody great.
I would say for somebody who's going from a Rebel.
No, the 900 high torque
Don't
engines.
get into those big bikes. I would look at one of the 800s.
What about like a Continental GT? Royal Enfield?
No, it's...
Much as I like Enfields, I think you need somebody close by to take care of them.
That's true.
I would say moving up, don't jump into one of the big Triumphs just yet. I would look at one of the 800s.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever model it is. They're all good.
Yeah, I like them. And I think it's very valid what you say. I mean, if you ride a T100, I mean, it's dripping with chrome. It's got lots of, bright colours. It's a very retro-looking bike. So you're going to get the crusty old guys outside the corner. Hold my teeth while I look at this.
Can I throw one out there real quick?
Yeah.
The Yamaha XSR700.
That's a good bike.
The parallel twin from the MT-07.
These are all good bikes, but I don't think he's just looking for a retro style bike.
I think
he's
wants
looking for a Triumph.
Fair
it's
enough.
kind of like everyone needs to check the Triumph box at some point.
all our friend Lucas Nesbitt has to ask himself, does he like flat black or does he like chrome and shiny stuff?
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest with you, as easy as you think flat and satin black is to look after, it's not. Right. It's easier to look after chrome and shiny stuff because you know what to do with it. Flat black stuff is kind of hard to look after. I've noticed a lot of those street twins, if you do it wrong, they get scabby looking very quickly.
Also, if it's sunny, you'll cook on it.
Yes.
All right,
you'll absorb the heat.
I got one more quick one I want to read, and this one is Matt from Roanoke. He says, "Hello all. I wanted to write in and say thank you. Whether you believe it or not, you give good mechanical advice. Medical advice. You give good
we give all the
mechanical
above.
advice. We give it all.
Yeah, get your
Rub
colon
some
checked.
Sometimes
on
two
it.
in one.
Check your colon and your
Yeah.
balls.
My best medical advice is stick some duct tape on that.
It's okay. I'm a gynecologist.
So he says, yeah, you give good mechanical advice. A few examples. One, JIS screwdrivers ensure you won't strip as many bolts that you once thought were Phillip heads.
Yes.
Yeah. The key to longer clutch life is not using car oil.
Yes.
That's a good one. And vintage two-strokes run better with new crank seals.
Yes.
There you go.
Quelle
Oh, yeah.
surprise.
I have worked on vintage bikes for most of my life as a novice, and you have helped elevate the quality of my work and troubleshooting.
Oh, that's very kind.
This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for the misfits and all the fun you share with us. Isn't that a nice one? He says, and my up-the-butt bike is now and always will be.
Yes.
This didn't make our list. Ooh,
Perhaps,
we may need
perhaps
to
it
consider
should.
2002 Nicky Hayden RC51.
Nice.
Nice bike.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the RC51. Is that a super bike?
The RC51
listeners will
wouldn't
tell us.
exist unless the 916 didn't.
Yeah.
It was his first ever superbike race that he went to. Ooh, do we need to put the RC51 on?
I don't know.
gotta
No,
let
well,
the
I'm
listeners
gonna pencil that one in as our first suggestion
there you go.
There
for
we
the
go.
10th
Set
spot.
the bar.
There we go.
So thank you very much, Matt. All right, hold on. I'm going to write that in. The Honda RC51. Okay. Well, there you go. What do you guys think of that? Do you think our
stuff.
friends at Cleveland Moto will have something to say about this
Oh, I'm
list?
sure. No, I'm sure Phil
they
and
won't-
his happy band will help us immeasurably.
I think they won't disagree with a single thing we've said.
No, they won't.
And do you think
If they know what you see, the prerequisite of talking about bikes is knowing something about them in the first place.
Oh, shots fired.
Well, and then I'm wondering if our friends at Locomotive will have something to say about the list that Phil at Cleveland Moto comes up
Oh, I'm
with
sure they will.
that betters our list.
So I will refer back
just
to
a
my
trickle down.
previous comment.
Oh, no.
So I wanted to share, by the way, that Bruce from This Moto Life reached out to
Yes.
me, and
Oh, yeah.
I did a lovely interview with him.
Good.
Oh,
And
excellent.
What a charming gentleman.
Are you going to be on his podcast?
I am.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, no,
Looking
Bruce
forward
is
to that.
great. And
Yeah.
yes, up there in the frozen north.
I
Yep.
wonder if he'll be at AIM Expo. He was there last time.
You know
Let's
what?
hope.
I didn't ask him.
He might be.
But yeah, keep your eye open. If you follow This Moto Life, there will be... it's in editing right now. I think he said he's going to drop it probably early December.
Okay.
But there'll be one dedicated just to me. How about that? Tra-la-la.
There you go.
Excellent.
How important
Fantastic.
am
And then final announcement. The Numbnuts Challenge is happening.
I? Yes.
I had a few more people sign up today. Henry, you said you're in?
I'm going to do it.
Arlette?
I think I'm in.
Well, no,
All
no,
right.
hang on.
Yeah.
Arlette has signed up to do the burlesque with me if she doesn't do the Numbnuts Challenge.
She can do that while on the bike.
No, she can't.
Yeah, she can.
Signed up makes it sound like it was a choice. Instead of
Well,
being
it's either or.
Voluntold.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's Liza's version
Yeah.
of us signing up.
No, it's so. I mean, you are welcome. You are welcome to do the Numbnuts Challenge, but if you choose to do the burlesque with me instead, you can do that.
Thank you.
So it's officially, I think, January 24th. I created an event page on Facebook. If you would like to enter, you can type in NUM, N-U-M-B, and then NUTS, N-U-T-S, challenge, and just reply going if you're interested in entering, or just interested if you want to come and watch or heckle or feed us hot dogs or any of
Or
those.
throw hot dogs at us.
Yeah, exactly.
Spray them with water.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, it's going to be. We're expecting about 36 hours. I think for
That's
the
how
total
long I
event.
think I can go.
Right.
And Brendan, today he said, "Oh, yeah," because he's a young guy. I'm like, "You could use $1,000." He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "How long do you think you can sit on your bike?"
A couple of hours.
He's like, "Oh, I think I could do 2 hours."
But then the dollar bill started. He started thinking about that $1,000, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do longer."
Yeah, you need to do it a little longer than 2 hours.
But I mean, if you want to come down and spectate, I mean, I've got a big parking lot, so there's no problem with space. And thankfully, I'm in a fairly industrial area, so there's no real problem with noise either. So if you want to just come down, throw a couple of rotten tomatoes and go home, you're welcome to do so. But
No.
yeah,
Just have a,
there are going to be hazards. There's going to be feats of strength, airing of the grievances, all the good things.
Maybe a Festivus pole
Yes.
for the rest of us.
Well, I think the biggest challenge for some of us, like Henry and I, is just, which one of our bikes should we use?
And I suggest for you, Liza, the Elite 250.
No.
I think that has got the most comfortable seat.
It is pretty comfortable, that bench seat, but it's hard to put your feet up. An Africa Twin has a heated seat, which is kind of cheating.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to charge your battery.
What? No, I can turn my bike on.
You can start the bike.
Oh, you can start the bike, but you can't charge your battery. So you have to run that gamut. You have to run
Yeah, I know.
that careful.
What if you have like a jump pack? Does that count?
As long as you brought it beforehand.
You bring it, it's fine. But you're not going to be able to get external stuff. You can't get gasoline or you can't get elastic trickery from Mototown. It's what you brought with you.
Okay.
Well, and just remember, this whole thing is being made possible because of our Patreon subscribers, because that's where the $1,000 cash prize is coming from.
Hard cash.
So big thanks to our Patreon subscribers.
I thought it was coming out of your bank account.
I think I'm
Liza.
going to pull my Patreon subscription now. Is that what it's going to?
Hey man,
you
I'm
got
giving
better
back.
ideas?
I'm giving back to the community.
But I am providing the food.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the things.
So big thanks to all you Patreon subscribers. And I was going to announce I have some leftover T-shirts. I need to put them on sale for Christmas. I forgot to count them. I've only got a few sizes left. If you're interested in a T-shirt, email me at recyclemotorcyclegarage@gmail.com and I will see if I have your size. And I'm going to do, for the month of December, $15 ship. So basically,
Wow.
yeah, $15 shipped.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
Black Sunday. What
Black
is it?
Sunday. Exactly. So I'm knocking $10 off of that. These are last year's models, but they're
And-
good shirts.
You know what? I'm going to throw in an incentive. I just got a shipment back from my graphic artist of the most adorable key fobs. And the Motortown key fobs, they're made of rubber. So they're not going to smash up your triple tree. And it's my logo in 3 colours. There's black background with grey and blue, which is my neon logo. And they're tiny. It's like
Lovely.
It's like a bonsai key fob. They're absolutely adorable.
Lovely.
I want
And
that.
I will throw in an individually wrapped Motortown key fob with every T-shirt sold between now and Christmas.
All right. So Recycle Motorcycle Garage is the email if you want to inquire about a T-shirt. If you want to find out more about the Numbnuts Challenge.
Right.
Or if you want to send us your suggestion for the top superbike on a list, recyclemotorcyclegarage@gmail.com. I think, did anyone have any last messages they need to get out there?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I will be providing food of some description for the challengers of the Numbnuts Challenge. So if you require the vegetarian option, please let us know so I may heckle you.
So we know
so
not to-
basically just the bun.
Yeah, you're going to get the bun.
The bun.
No, I mean, I think the key is going to be, it's going to be simple nutritional fare. That means hot dogs, hamburgers. You know, if you're a vegetarian, I'll find something to give you. Probably
I think there's
something I'd
some
give to a
weeds
rabbit.
growing over in the corner.
Rabbit or
We'll figure
something.
it out.
I don't know.
So I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys for listening, and send us those emails. You guys ready to get out of here?
I think so.
Thank you, everyone. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma, darling.
Arlette.
Henry.
Naked Jim.
Bagel.
out of here.
Cool.
Cool.